Welcome to Dicefunctional, where a bunch of friends have fun playing D&D, and we share the story with you, our wonderful audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy your stay, and if this is your first time tuning in, warm some greetings to you. We hope you enjoy your stay. We hope you follow along as we do whatever it is that we're going to do. Lots of stuff to do. A little bit of housekeeping before we begin. We are still currently doing a raffle. That is correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's still going on.
Yeah, that's going into the 22nd.
There you go. And whole purpose being, we're trying to grow the community and want to give you guys a chance to win an amazing chibi done by the one and only Jolly. If you want to know more information, just type !raffle if you're watching this live, or check out our Twitter at Dicefunctional with an underscore at the end. It'll give you all the information. And that's a great place to know when we go live with whether it's this game, whether it's us gaming, or whether it's really anything else that we're doing. That is the absolute best way to figure out what we're doing. But yeah, with all of that done, that's all for announcements. Let's get into tonight's game. But before we do, let's introduce our cast. First, we have Cole playing the Fearbulk Druid and Terrifier of Maids. It's Addax.
Moo.
Next, we have Becca playing the feisty half-elf rogue warlock and one hunting loot instead of food. It's Deah.
Yeah, sure.
You did last time. Next is Michelle playing the tiefling wizard and half of the ghost squad. It's Rudy.
Hell yeah, boo, motherfuckers.
Next is Jess playing the tiefling fighter paladin and thief in shining armor. It's Mercy.
You know, that's actually a really good way to describe her right now.
There you go. Then we have Jill playing our halfling fighter bard and expert painter. It's Ro.
I have an artistic streak. What can I say?
It's true. Next is Kate playing the high elf rogue and fencer, but not in that way. It's Maury.
Can you get a family and friends discount for a prostitute?
Yeah, you never know. Next is Jolly playing our official precious being, the Asmar sorcerer, and one just taking in all the insanity at this moment. It's Maddie.
That's true.
It is. And finally, it's me, Jace, playing the Fearbulk Paladin Barbarian and other half of the Ghost Squad. It's Gale, featuring a sword that's sometimes dog and dog sometimes sword. We have our DM ready. Connor, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So, where we last left off, our group of intrepid adventurers had finished up robbing the Bennets, the Talbots, and the Kurnows, receiving a little bit of information on each one of them, with the Kurnows finding that they had what appeared to be an Efreeti in a bottle. The Bennets appeared to have made a deal with an individual by the name of Ahmad Dusarnay, I believe. Do something. Where is it? Whatever. Maud. And the Talbots apparently having, trying to run for office again, but at least they managed to graffiti up their house. Anyways, there are still 2 days until the festival. And as of now, apparently the team has another plan. Along with that, they did have to act as a medevac for a team known as Black Iron, who unfortunately got in a bit of trouble up near Rosenvale. Apparently they were attacked by a group of 4 unknown individuals. And that's where we left off. Anything else you guys would like to do right now, or are you just going to kind of carry on?
Is it still night or have we gone back to morning?
I'm assuming it will be morning as of now.
I mean, Mercy's got schemes that we need to talk about.
So, is it the 73rd or the 74th if it's
It will be the 73rd.
73rd.
Okay. Cool. I thought it was 73rd yesterday.
Put all my stuff back up because, day shifted.
All right.
So, as you guys wake up in the morning of the 73rd, you'd see that it is becoming more and more active outside in the days leading up to the beginning of the festival for Warridge. More people are present in the town, more people are trying to get rooms, and you see more than enough people pop by Elric's bar and ask to see if there are any available rooms, only to be quickly turned away, as it appears that he's filled up already. It looks like a lot of folks are still trying to get everything ready. Banners are being put up. Small stands and stalls are being made ready for the festivities. But in the meantime, a few folks are still trying to peddle some wares in the preceding days. What would you guys like to do?
Mercy's hopefully going to catch everyone when we're at breakfast. So that way we can have a group discussion. You know, breakfast at 10 a.m. because Rose sleeps until 10.
You're right.
Oh, so you mean third breakfast?
How many breakfasts do you eat, Gail?
I mean, every meal can be breakfast if you really want.
Jace, you're
That's
really
not how this
quiet.
works.
I'm also trying to not eat my microphone.
Yeah, but you're quiet.
Yeah, you're actually very quiet.
Okay, how's this?
Better.
Is it the same?
Better.
I just
But,
don't want to have you at 200% and still have you like super quiet.
We got a couple days till the festival, but also a couple still people that I don't really trust.
To be fair, Mercy, is there anyone you do trust?
I trust most of the people at this table.
Exactly.
Who do you not trust at the table?
Mercy's gonna think for a second. Trust y'all in battle. There's just other things that require different levels of trust.
I mean, Mercy's not wrong. It's a bit suspicious to say, hey, don't investigate this specific family. That's a little odd.
That is a little bit off, if I'm being honest.
And I'm not saying we should rob him, to be fair, because he seems like he has the least available things for us to steal. And also, the mayor told us not to rob him, and that would be kind of a big tip-off.
I'm inclined to agree that we maybe need to investigate a little bit. I'd also think it might be a good idea to scry on Barton High Hill. Sort of looks at Ro.
Barrett.
Barrett, sorry. Too many B names, bitch.
You can just call him bitch.
Bitch High Hill.
Bitch. High Hill. Yeah.
Erudite does not use that word.
She will.
Whatever.
Is
Anyway,
that a threat?
Promise.
you wouldn't happen. I doubt you do, but you wouldn't happen to have any personal effects of his, would you?
No.
No, I didn't. Think
What, you
so.
didn't keep the engagement ring?
The fuck do you think?
I assume you pawned it at the earliest convenience.
That would have been the smart thing to do.
Is it?
Did you throw it in a river?
I just left it behind. The dramatic, the flair, leaving it behind. You wouldn't get it.
No, I don't. I would have sold it.
Okay, well, is it possible that we could talk to the mayor, maybe get something of his?
I mean, we need to talk to him anyways, which is another thing we need to discuss. What we do and don't tell him.
Do we trust him?
Not
Like-
really, but right now he's the one in political power, so
I mean, the only thing I don't want to give is the
a free tea.
yeah.
What are we gonna do about that?
Well, we have no way to contain it.
I
We
don't
can
want to
use
keep
the wish if it has the wish.
About that, I was thinking. I couldn't do it today, but I might have a way to find out if it has its wish without opening the bottle.
How?
Explain.
Well, there's a spell similar to the one that I cast for Maddie that would let me divine the nature of events within a very brief window. say we were to set aside the time that, yes, in a half an hour, we would open up the bottle with the intent of making a wish. I could, in theory, cast this spell, and it would let us know if the results are good, bad, or mixed.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. How
Suppose it
about
wouldn't hurt.
this? Today we send a couple people who can be stealthy to just look at the Keswicks house. We're not stealing, but just looking to make sure there's nothing incriminating there. And then tomorrow we talk to the Afridi in the morning, and then go see the mayor in the afternoon.
I have a question.
Like,
Can't you
yeah.
just use the spell? She sort of looks at Alex. Can't you just use the spell that you used for Maddie's mom?
I suppose I could. It's just...
It would be a more powerful spell, I'm assuming.
I can actually cast either as a ritual. The question just becomes of... One specifically says whether or not the results will be good. The other is more open-ended. The open-endedness worries me. It might not be as clear as would like, but it could try both.
I don't think it could, especially if you can cast them ritually. I don't think it could hurt to try.
I could do the divination today. I do always have that prepared.
We're talking about divination and commune, I'm guessing?
No, I don't have commune. The other one I have is part of the UA is augury.
Oh, augury. Okay. All right.
Either way, it's costing money.
That would explain why you said it needed to be done tomorrow.
I don't have that prepared today, but divination is always prepared as a grassland druid.
No, the cost. I lack money because of the spell of the scrying component, but
The cost for divination is 25 as well.
It's both 25 gold.
Yeah, except
Okay.
augury you can reuse.
Yes.
okay. Oh, because it's consumed. Okay.
Yeah.
well, I
So
mean,
so with
Sacrifice
augury,
is
it's a either like a marking of like augury sticks or bones or dice or
It's like runes.
cards, like
And-
something to like read a fortune worth
Mhm.
25 gold, but you
we
get
could
to
read
reuse it.
crystals.
Yeah,
You can,
divination
actually.
is like a legit
Or like
sacrifice.
in Addax's case, like he could,
such as
I don't know, get a bunch of leaves or something. I don't know.
Animal
Like
bones.
I was about to say
Using
it's
the
Addax,
runes.
it's bones.
yeah.
okay. Well, then,
Would
so
you like
you
me
need
to
the-
do divination today?
I mean,
Let's
sure.
do
Well-
that and see what happens and make the rest of our game plan from there.
He's going to rub his chin for a bit. For a wish. Maddie, what is your favorite food?
Pancakes?
We will need a lot of pancakes for this.
Burn a stack of pancakes.
So many
Why?
pancakes.
Wait, pancakes? How does that even work?
It would be the offering that I would give to nature to
Oh,
inquire upon the wish.
it's gonna smell so bad.
a offering?
Maybe we should do it outside of town so we
Sticks
don't,
like burnt pancakes.
don't disturb people.
That might be a good idea.
Like it just says incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate your religion. So either yes, you could do several stacks of pancakes. You could do something that would be druidic. You could like sacrifice an animal. Really, just 25 gold. Be creative. I don't care.
Yeah, I went creative and I said pancakes.
Okay.
Technically, Maddie said pancakes, but
Okay.
So is Addax's religion pancakes?
no. It is just a wish is something that would ideally make one happy. So it makes sense to offer up something that makes you happy to find out.
Oh.
That
Erda
being
just kind of
said,
shrugs.
if
Pancakes are good for that, though.
that being said, assuming it has its wish, do we know what we're using it for
We
and how
need
we
to
shall word it?
we need to discuss that in detail. Let's figure out if he has the wish before we do that, though. That way we're not, making up this big long thing for a wish and then it ends up being pointless.
Well,
At least that's my
shall
take.
go gather the materials then. And he will stand up. Go to the bar, I guess, and order 25 gold worth of pancakes.
I will let you know right now, Ulrich will not have anywhere near enough for that, and that will take so long to make.
Maybe.
What
No
are you
one
adding?
knows
How about you
by
just
now.
get the
Yeah.
ingredients
Sure.
for pancakes?
Okay. Okay. I think you guys are seriously overestimating the value of pancake.
No, I know what we do. We make a production line of pancakes. All of us on a fire. Maddie does the
Because it's gonna
mix.
take so much time.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so we're gonna open up a business.
yeah, like you have to realize something like that. We're talking a meal that will be maybe a copper, 2 coppers,
You know,
and you need
2,500
25 gold worth. No, just
2,500.
How about this? I will go investigate 25 gold worth of wheat.
that is much more doable.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, is it normal wheat or buckwheat?
Just get
I'll get a variety.
25 golds
Rice
worth
flour,
of
we get
wheat,
pancake, we get
like
crepes.
eggs, milk, butter.
To be
like
honest,
all
maple
the-
syrup would actually probably be like one of the better things to get because it
Oh, yeah,
it
Yeah.
takes longer to get. So really it'd be more valuable.
I will get
Going-
25 gold worth of maple syrup then.
There you go.
Oh, that's gonna smell so funky.
It's gonna smell like burnt sugar.
It's not
Who
necessarily
says I'm
bad. I mean,
burning it.
It could be worse.
This is why we're going outside the city to do it.
so I'll say, but like by going from general store to general store to general store, you would eventually be able to get enough maple syrup for this. And by the end of it, you have what is almost certainly like a barrel of maple syrup.
Question: are we just carrying a barrel of maple syrup through the town?
Yeah,
No, it's in the bag of holding.
Would it fit?
a bag of holding for a barrel.
Would it fit? Would it
I
fit?
don't think that would work.
Mm.
The opening's not wide enough. So I
No,
just
it's
imagine
true.
Gale is carrying it over his head.
That's fine.
It is not an open barrel, but it's still a barrel of this sickly sweet smelling material.
We
The
look like
mayor
we-
looks out the window and is like, "What the fuck?
What is happening?
What are they doing?"
It's important. Don't worry about it.
We just wave.
As long as
Important
we look
business.
like we're supposed to be doing this, it'll be fine.
This is how we celebrate where we're from. So we'll open up your celebration for you. Don't worry.
Where we are collectively from.
Fine.
I don't think there's
So-
maple syrup in Lucretia.
As we're getting the syrup, is there anything else we wish to discuss before we do this?
Think
Sorry,
a lot.
any what's? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Any what's we're willing to discuss?
Is there anything else we need to discuss before we do this?
I think everything kind of hinges on whether this goes well or not.
Well, how many questions can you ask?
One.
It is one,
Okay.
but then I could do it again tomorrow. I could also do the augury once per day as well.
Okay. No.
in
I
in
think-
fairness, you can do it multiple times in a day,
Just
and
It
you
just
would know
costs-
this. It just
Mhm.
the more you do it, the more it becomes random.
yeah. After once, it becomes unclear. The more you try to divine the future, the easier it is to change. So
The more you shake
The
that
results.
magic 8 ball, the less the reading becomes clear.
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes sense. Then, no, I think we should just ask if he has the wish still.
I think that's all we really need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
And
most
then after
important.
that,
We go from there.
although I will say, we probably shouldn't open the 3D jar if we find out he doesn't have a wish anywhere that's gonna get possibly people caught on fire.
I will say, It is not ideal, but in theory, I could also try to bind the Ifriti to this plane temporarily.
Does it last 24 hours? Because that's our time limit with the bottle.
Well, let me look up the spell. It can change depending on how strong I cast it, but I think at the moment I can only do it for an hour.
Planar binding takes an hour to cast, and it lasts 24 hours.
At higher levels, it does decrease 10 days with a 6th level slot, 30 days with 7th, 180 with an 8th,
Yep.
and then a year and a day with a 9th.
Okay, so and when we release the Ifriti, he's friendly to us for an hour.
An hour. So
Yes.
so basically he can essentially do the spell while
While the Ifriti is
But
friendly, bind him
could
to
he-
his plane so he can't get away, and then basically follow him for a day.
I
I was about to say,
in
could he start
theory,
the spell before we release him?
It needs to last until we can.
the creature must be within range for the entire casting of the spell.
no, so you would
Okay.
have to he would have to start the second we
It also needs to last for as long as we can
Also,
say the magic word
there
again.
is a slight problem. To simply cast a spell requires a jewel worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, which it
Ugh.
consumes.
We're not gonna worry about that.
if it doesn't have the
Besides-
wish, we're not letting it out anyway, so
Besides, if we have the wish, wasn't the intent to let it go anyway? Why would we need to bind it?
My thought was to let
Because
it
the
go.
Freaky are
regardless.
terrifying fire beings, and it could possibly try and take revenge on those who initially captured it.
Lori,
That sounds like their problem.
Yes.
they were bad
I
people.
agree.
Yes, but
I-
also collateral damage. There were
Plus
servants.
also-
They
in the
have
house.
an estate.
But we also don't know it was them. But then here's the problem as well. If you're going to be the type to capture something and hold it prisoner, I mean, I'm sorry, if the Fruity's not going to take its revenge, I might do it for him.
That's all right, Gil. We don't have to. We can just tell the mayor what happened, and they'll go away for a long time, hopefully. And if
Well,
not,
the
then we
mayor
can
also
attack
has
them.
to take our word for that. So I'm all for releasing the Ifriti, but he's also kind of our only proof.
Mercy's gonna raise her hand real quick because I'm not that bright on this whole stuff because magic is a little confusing. Does the bottle disappear?
no,
No.
the bottle's ours.
No,
Does-
Bottle's
like,
just a bottle.
No, it's not just a
Nope.
bottle.
it's a powerfully
Everything
enchanted
goes-
bottle.
Yeah,
Eric,
Fox, it's
no.
get it, okay?
Erudite goes, no, it's not just a bottle. That bottle, we can use that bottle for anything else.
Could the bottle be good enough proof?
I would assume.
Could we put a squirrel
But-
in the bottle?
I could
Why a
summon
squirrel?
and put it
I
in there.
don't know. I think
I
it'd
don't
be
think we
fun.
should.
I'm
What
not
is with you and
sure.
squirrels, man?
I mean, the best part is I know Jace knows how that item works. So the image of this Feywild squirrel just being summoned from the magic flask is kind of great.
They
Seriously,
think
Gil.
it's something super powerful and it's just a squirrel that talks to them. It's really
No, no,
nice. And
yeah,
then they're
Gil,
Well,
stop. You have a thing about squirrels. This is not the first time you've brought up wanting to hurt them.
I'm not trying to hurt the squirrel.
All right, so moving on. The only problem is that I'm not sure the bottle without the Ifriti is enough proof, because if it can be used for anything, then who is to say that they didn't just have this bottle down there, or they caught some other spirit?
How about, since you're right, that's a valid point. If he doesn't have it, which I have a bad feeling he doesn't, we go get the mayor and bring him out here when we release him, so the mayor can see with his own eyes.
It's-
The mayor could try to, if it does have a wish, the mayor could try to, what's the word? Use it
Well,
before we
That's
get a
why I
chance
said
to.
if
No.
there's no wish. If there's a wish, and
that makes me fear for the mayor's life.
he's fine.
Ultimately, I feel like the bottle will be enough proof, and if it is not, then oh well.
I mean, we don't
Ultimately-
have to hand it over to him. We
I
can
will
just
say-
show it to him.
It doesn't really. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if he believes us or not. because we have already taken their power away from them.
I mean, we could do something really fucked up.
I will point that out. The Afriti, like that was what they were using for their power, and now they don't have it anymore.
Which my fucked up thought is, Addax, do you have anything that could poison fields?
Poison what?
Like somebody's vineyard fields.
I could
That's a
make it
different
better.
family. I will point that out.
Mm.
This was the merchant family.
Was it the
Oh,
merchant family?
Yeah,
The merchant family had the Ifriti.
Mm.
Yeah, merchant
I
family
could
had this.
Make the field better.
Bennett's.
Could I conceivably try to alter the spell to make it do the reverse, Connor? Could I
What
try to
spell?
do like a reverse plant
what's-
growth?
No, it's not how it works.
No, two things. One, I have a thought to how that could work. Two, I have a feeling it'd be trying to counteract the hag's magic.
Yeah,
Which
okay. That's the one I'm concerned about. I see. For me, whether or not whether or not the mayor believes us on this one, I don't think it ultimately matters because we've already taken the thing that has been giving them power, and we free the thing. He's not going to go anywhere near that family, and he's going to go in the opposite direction. He's probably going to go back to his home plane, which is nowhere near here, and they won't have the thing that they've been using, and they will suffer for it.
So
And they might not suffer.
It'll allow
Matt-
competition to come back.
Exactly. My concern more is the Bennetts.
I do believe Addax has been trying to speak for a while.
What's up, man?
So there are a few things. One, ultimately, do we ultimately care if these Keswicks or whoever, Kurnows, get punished for gaming the odds? We took away their power. Is it that important to make sure that the law or whoever gets their just dues as well?
I'm from somewhere that there's a lot of power in the merchant families. To me, there's a problem with letting them just go. But I have a bias.
That's actually what I've been saying. What Addax has been saying is what I've been saying. Like, it doesn't matter. Competition's going to come back because they don't have that thing that they've been using to keep to.
Yes, that is as well. But it's ultimately, unless we are fundamentally trying to bring down some type of, I guess, justice here, does it matter if we provide the proof or not?
We
And
can
then
tell them.
A
We
little,
don't have to
Secondly-
provide them.
just a little bit of the proof to the mayor because the whole reason he sent us after them is because he's scared they're going to run against him.
Well, we would have the proof of the bottle. If that is not enough to convince
that's
the mayor,
all.
that is on him.
Yeah.
Then the second thing is that if you truly insist on having more proof, there is the binding. If I were to bind it, the creature would stay around for 24 hours. And within that 24 hours, I could, in theory, command it. So it could be passive long enough to show the mayor that, hey, this is indeed proof that they were using an Ifriti to bind and influence the market.
I
Also,
have. Oh,
I have
go
a
ahead,
thought.
Udi.
I was just gonna say it's friendly to us for the first hour. As long as we get that wish out, we can get the mayor in within that first hour.
So, Bart, it'd be a good idea, but I have a question then. So, with all of this, we're taking away things that people are using to get an unfair advantage in all of this election stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, the Bennetts have their whatever it is that's doing the deal,
The hag.
the hag. We have this Ifriti. We have whatever this other builder family has. So then My question is, if the current mayor, they're using us, so how would that be fair if we were helping them get an unfair advantage? Wouldn't we be just as bad?
We're eliminating the advantage.
We're not giving
no,
him an
if we
advantage, is the thing. At least how I
we
see it.
are. If we report back, if we say, oh, these people were doing bad things, then remember they get in trouble, right? So then we're eliminating any of their competition. That was the whole point of doing this in the first place, wasn't it? To figure out why other people have an advantage. I guess that's my question. Are we okay with making the
Well-
decision, or should we just take care of the problem and then just leave?
Well,
Maddie,
we're not
what do you think of the situation?
Uh,
Oh, sorry, Kate.
we're not really a supernatural entity. We're not an Afriti, we're not a hag, we don't have the kind of power that they have.
Why does that matter? It's an unfair advantage. We're not from here. This isn't our decision to make.
Well, on that thought, one of us is from here.
I have no alliances here.
All right.
Maddie, what
here's-
do you think as well?
Okay.
Well, I think you guys, mm, I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone physically, I'm fine with it, but I'm not sure.
So, Ro, I have a question for you. I know that you've been involved in a lot of this, and your family was doing bad shit to stay in power. Do you think that the normal people here deserve to have a chance to pick their own leader?
I mean, if I say no, I'm an asshole. But if I say yes, I'm a normal person with a functioning brain.
But which one are you?
Yes.
All right.
Can I insight check that?
My only concern, I will say my only concern is we don't do anything. 2 of the 3 families are just gonna get away with it. One's not gonna have the power. That's fine, because one's gonna lose their genie. But we don't say anything about the Talbots. That's it. Unless we can get that word out via somehow we can do some sort of public thing for that, then yeah.
Rudy, the problem with that is, with the Talbots, we have a Talbot who is very vengeful.
I'm definitely saying something about the Talbots.
Yeah.
That's hey, Ro.
Ro could
But-
literally step outside, reveal her face, people know who she is, and go, "This is the shit my mom's been doing."
That's hey, Ro, do you want to do that at the festival?
Ooh. No, you have to do it at the height of dramatic. You need to wait until there's a contest with a lot of people watching.
My only fear is that I'm gonna do it and then I'm gonna get upstaged by the fucking dragon.
You should do it while standing on top of the dragon.
Yeah,
Ooh.
upstage the dragon.
I mean, that's the one.
Show
I
him
feel
his
like,
spots.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the one thing that would upstage the dragon.
Alright, if the dragon shows up, I'm gonna upstage that bitch.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, no.
I think what we're doing here, I think we're leveling the playing field. I don't think we're giving advantages. I think we're setting it back to the clean slate.
That's what my thought is, because the problem is right now with them. The mayor right now, if there's nothing dirty about him, which is why I still want to look into him, came into this with a fair advantage by
Okay.
being somebody who worked for it. These people cheated for it. That's my thought process. If they'd
That's
actually done the work and gotten the money their own way, I'd be chill with that. And Addax, you want to say something?
If we're looking for the dragon, I have a spell that could potentially find him if he is within 3 miles.
We don't need to. I think it's more fun if he shows up. We don't need to find him.
No, Ro wants to know.
Oh god.
We can do that later. We don't need to find him right now.
We can worry
Yeah.
about that on the day of the festival.
But
I
good
see.
thought.
Actually, on the
Alex.
day of the
We'll come
festival,
back
we
to
might use that.
How about
Okay.
this? Let's put it to a vote.
What are we voting on?
Finding the dragon?
No,
Yes.
no. Well, we already know where you stand, and you don't want to just find the dragon.
Ugh,
Can I have
Alright.
some more of those biscuits? for
gold.
voting?
It's a gold dragon, right?
Yeah.
Do I know about the hierarchy of dragons?
That's a-
Connor?
That'd be an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm gonna.
I just wanted some more of those biscuits from breakfast. Those were good. That's my vote.
Oh, sweetheart. No.
Wait a second.
A
Yeah,
20.
what do I know, Connor? I rolled a
Um,
23.
Hierarchy of dragons isn't necessarily a thing. Really?
It's,
No. Like there are dragons that are definitely stronger than others, but that's more an age-based thing than anything.
okay.
What
do I know about like gold dragons specifically?
Typically they are fire breathing in some form, resistant to fire as well. They are typically supposed to be a good. They are one of the types of dragons that would be in the pantheon associated with Baphomet, I believe. So good, but as good as any other being could be, which is
Weird
really up to
question.
them.
Would I know about their ability to change into like a humanoid form? I would, right? Because we already had one that had that.
Well, we
Never
already
mind.
met.
You already
Yeah.
met one.
That's true. Never mind. I forgot about that. I briefly forgot about that.
How could you forget about Titus?
I'm sorry, Becca.
But no, the vote I'm saying is, do we tell the mayor everything, which is kind of what we went in with the deal with, or do we just tell him we found stuff, or do we just leave it? We took away the stuff. Who gives a fuck? That's.
I would like to vote with more knowledge. I don't feel like I have the knowledge to decide that right now.
Is it because we don't know about the Keswicks?
Also because we don't know about the mirror.
Yeah.
I
Well,
still think it's odd. Like, I am
I
a
think we
product
should-
of a weird thing, and he is also seemingly the product of a weird thing.
I mean, there's a way.
Rudy.
I'm not saying that he's like meant for sacrifice or anything. guys.
No,
Rudy, you're
Rudy, you
internalized racist.
No.
You're being prejudiced right now.
I'm not. I'm not. It is odd. No.
You yourself. You are the product. You are the tiefling product of a human family. Are you a
Right.
bad person by default?
I didn't say he was a bad person.
I think
didn't
what
say
she's saying. No, I think what she's saying is there might be bad stuff throughout the family, not him.
Yes, that's what I'm
The family, sure, but he's not your family. He's not
No.
his family. I think we could all agree that you are not your family.
No,
Wow.
I know, but if there is something in that family, it could also help us with what we're supposed to be finding with High Hill.
What's up,
You
Alex?
already gave us all the information.
Well, if it is something that is truly causing you all distress, I know this ritual was originally intending to
No,
find out about the wish, but we could do that tomorrow, and I could use this to inquire about the mayor's intentions after we were to tell him.
We probably wouldn't tell him today anyway, because we still want to investigate some more, it seems like. So,
I'm still skeptical.
I will
of the
also
Keswicks,
point
but
out
that's
he's
me.
the one who gave us the information, so he decided what information we got. I will point that out, Deah.
he gave us
mean-
a lot.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You can decide what you want people to see, what you don't want them to see. I'm just
And to be
saying.
fair, I didn't really look that hard into what he was saying because I was just upset that we got found out immediately.
Oh, you were upset.
I think he's
Oh, you
worth-
were upset.
All I'm saying
I
is
can feel your anger, though.
all I'm saying is that I think he's worth looking into. That's it.
I'll
Sure,
agree.
anyone is.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is Addax is painting with the syrup so we can do the spell. And then we're figuring out if there's a wish. So, if there is a wish, we keep hold of this and we don't tell anybody until we're ready to use it, if there is a wish, then we can, if there's not a wish, then we can figure out from there, okay, do we actually need to give this to anybody or are we hanging on to it? But either way, I think we have a lot more things we need to look into before we decide who we're actually showing what.
I do have one more thought that might be a bit out of left field. That's a sports term back in Croatia.
Fuck up.
Oh my god.
I was going to say, there isn't anything out in that left field. I was
Shut the
looking.
fuck up.
No, you see, it's this game that you play with
I hate you
big
guys.
Fantasy baseball.
Oh, you mean like cricket?
That's all.
Yeah,
Stop.
it is about cricket.
Fantasy baseball, real thing. Anyway,
Oh, where you hit the fruited people.
Stop it.
But no, we could ask the governor if he trusts the mayor.
I can call
But do
him.
we trust the governor?
I mean, I trust Avro, and Avro trusts the governor.
Does Avro really trust the governor?
Do we trust
Or does he
Avram?
just work with them?
You know,
We
this
trust
is getting
Avro
very complicated.
because
We can go down this path if you want.
Although
Gail-
I am disinclined to you cast something on the governor.
It was just a thought. Let's just get this wish thing figured out and then figure out the fucking rest.
You were trying to say
Yeah,
something,
that's-
Morgan.
I was just about to say, Gail, as someone who has a bit of a problem with trusting various authorities and people with power and everything like that, I do trust Avro as much as I trust any of you. Maybe if he trusts the governor, then I trust his trust. Does that make sense?
That's fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't really trust that Avro is telling us everything, but I
Oh,
trust
he's
him
absolutely
enough.
not.
No, certainly not.
I trust he's not going to betray us and sell us out to someone of great importance or anything like that.
Still
Which
think the
is
wish might be a dragon.
Really as good as we can get at this point, I think.
All right.
That's syrup
So
smells
the
good.
ritual casting of divination takes 10 minutes.
11,
Um,
technically. Oh, wait, never mind. It's an action.
Sorry,
That's
10 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was a minute to cast divination. Yeah, it's an action.
Ritual casting is
10
plus
minutes.
10. I thought
10
the
minutes.
casting time, the base casting time was a minute. But no, that's different.
test casting time 1 action.
I forgot. I wasn't looking at it specifically.
So yeah, you guys can you can definitely do that. You have painted down the symbols of maple syrup druidic symbols, which is certainly a choice.
Oh, your fingers are gross right now.
Well, he's also covered in fur, which makes it even worse.
Oh,
Ah.
gross.
You have it all prepared, and more or less, it's just going to be a ritual, almost like a burning of the barrel. And you cast a spell, and you see that the inside of the barrel begins to smolder and smoke as it begins to consume all of the maple syrup inside of it. The spell is ready. What do you ask?
We intend to call upon this creature to grant a wish. Does it have it?
Does it have a wish?
Does it have a wish today?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. You receive a warm wind that blows along your back, and it feels like the answer to that is yes.
It would appear that this creature does have its wish.
Ah.
Oh shit.
I was almost hoping it wouldn't, so we wouldn't have to make this choice.
No one says we have to make the choice right now. There are other ways to help Maddie's mother.
That's valid, but also I feel really shitty keeping something in a bottle.
I mean,
I
we can
agree,
release it
but-
without wishing, or we can wish for something else, but I think
If we release it,
I think the decision should be mostly Maddie's decision because we
Agreed.
got this bottle to help her mom, and there's a lot of risk that comes with using this method, but it's a method we can use. So I'm
We're
leaving it
outside
up
the
to
town.
Maddie.
We're outside the town right now, right? Connor?
You
Yeah.
specified that, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
So, Marty, what do you
Jill.
think?
What?
No, listen.
Anyway.
Maddie, Dicefunctional has its wish. I think we've agreed that the decision of whether or not we should use it for your mother comes down to you.
Hold on. You don't have to make this decision right now.
Yeah, you can think about it.
Absolutely true.
Think about it.
But I mean, what are you thinking right now? Do you need to talk it out or?
I do want to free it, but at the same time, that if we do find an alternative way of finding my mom, I don't want you guys to be in danger for it. Wouldn't a wish just makes it, safer that way?
I mean, on the other side of this, in theory, whatever's imprisoning her could find out how she got free, and that would still lead it back to us.
That's true.
I mean, I've just been thinking about all the ways a wish could go wrong, even if we got, so specific. Like I think it was Rudy who said it. Like, an Ifriti will twist our wish, and one of the risks we take of using the wish is not that the demons will track it back to us, but that we will make the situation somehow worse for Maddie's mom.
We could instead ask for something to help us get there. That way, there's less error that would cause us a lot of issue.
Perhaps we
think-
could ask for something to jump planes.
Could ask for a way to teleport to Maddie's mom and bring
Back.
her back with us reliably and quickly. But that's
Lot of
just
ways-
an idea. I'm
lot
not
of
saying
ways
we
we
should do
could go.
that. A lot of ways. So we should, now that we know it has a wish, we can think about it seriously.
Mercy's gonna put a hand on not Udi's, Maddie's shoulder and go, you can think about it for now, but don't make the decision today.
Okay.
Is there anyone you would like to talk to who is not here about this? Because I could potentially facilitate a way for that to happen if you need it.
We could summon your cat and attach a note to it and send it back.
I could simply allow you to dreamwalk.
Dreamwalk?
Aye, it is a spell that I recently acquired. It would let you walk amongst people's dreams, and tonight you could go to whoever you are seeking guidance from, and you could go there and talk with them while they sleep.
Oh. Okay. Well,
There's a bit more to it, but I would be happy to guide you there if you need to discuss with someone or want guidance.
okay.
That won't work.
What?
That spell won't work.
Across
Why?
planes, yeah, but it's more. I don't know who.
Are you talking about dream?
Yeah,
Uh,
I know.
the
it won't
target
work
must be on the same plane of existence as you.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah,
I'm not talking about her contacting the mom.
No, I'm not talking
I'm saying if there's
about-
anyone like Alvaro or her dad.
or even Cal.
Oh God.
Yeah, talk to him about that. This is a great plan.
God,
No.
you made Cole falter.
I mean, I guess if you really want to. But I was just, it's more that there's the option. You could talk to your dad about it,
I could.
since I know that it is his wife.
True.
Or if there's someone who you trust who has guidance for you. I'm willing to facilitate that for you if you would like. But ultimately, the decision is yours, and I will do whatever I can to help you make whatever decision will make you happiest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We can do that.
But give it some thought.
Hmm.
What are we doing for the rest of the day? While Maddie ponders it.
I had a plan.
Hmm?
But it wasn't me making fun of Connor for once. No. I would have said it in his tone if I was making fun of him. My original plan, which I realize is kind of stupid in retrospect, but, was to have Addax, Moy, and Jim go look at the Keswicks. While Gail, Maddie, Ro, and me help Rudy and Deah sneak into the mayor's.
What will we be looking for?
Making sure there's nothing super shifty. Magic items that could be used to do shifty things. I mean, you've got those goggles.
Yeah. And okay, so if we find something,
Only if
Just
it's
as-
shifty.
What is
Alright.
shifty?
It means that they're doing the bad things. They're making deals with things that are evil, or they're
Get
cheating, like
shifty.
using magic or something
Maybe
like that.
they're the ones
Sit on the
working
floor.
with fiends.
Get
I hate you so-
swifty.
I'm
Shut
killing you,
up.
Connor.
That's usually what it is.
Yeah, that's about what I was aiming for.
Maybe they're the ones working with fiends.
That would be our
It
luck,
could
wouldn't
be-
it?
Yeah.
If we do this, keep in mind your goal is to not get caught, not take anything, don't make any noise. You're just scoping it out because we're
Yeah.
not supposed to be investigating them at all. And if they report like something fishy going on or a break-in, the mayor's gonna know it was us.
So
That was
don't
my
steal
exact
extra
thought.
shit.
Don't steal extra shit.
Because,
Don't
boy,
leave
I'm going to be real
marks.
with you. If we get caught because something gets stolen and I know it was you,
We're leaving
I
you
will-
behind.
we will leave you behind and rat you out.
I've broken out of prison before.
Yeah, but the difference is you wouldn't be allowed back in the blue cloaks.
That is
Probably
fair.
not anyway.
If this
Avo
is
said
such
no
a bad
longer.
idea, then why are we doing it?
I mean, most of our ideas so far have been bad. You guys robbed a place the first time you stepped into it.
Was that not what we came here to do?
Well,
Not
at
the
that
first
point, we
time.
were trying to just look around and see it, and then we just kind of fell into actually stealing. I'm pretty sure we missed some stuff down there.
What?
Okay, never mind.
No, you didn't.
You never answered my DM, so I was like, I'm just gonna roll with it.
But that was my original thought. And then the way to sneak the other two in would be the four of us going in to report something that we found. Probably the hag at very least. Or I guess
say the
Rose, I think Rose decided to do a more showy display of what her family did.
I
so we
think the
can't
hag
use
is the
that.
best one.
We'll go in, tell him about that, and then Deah and Rudy come in invisible behind us and investigate while we have the mayor distracted, and then they can dimension door out. That was my thought process. Feel free to pick that all apart.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
How long does greater invisibility last?
Just
Oh,
invisibility is what
it's
I was thinking.
regular.
Greater
minute.
invisibility.
Greater is
How
only
long
a
does
minute.
a minute?
A
Just
minute.
a minute. Ugh.
A minute.
And
You
I
guys
can't.
would just need to get in.
I can't upcast that. I can't do it on both of us.
But you can have cast invisibility, which lasts longer.
It lasts longer, and I can do it on more than one person.
It's just to get you in. Once you're in and we've got
Okay.
the man distracted, you guys can be seen, and you could also just cast invisibility again if you hear someone
I mean, I
coming.
can disguise myself to make myself look like I work there, so that's not an issue for me.
And let's face it, out of everyone here, Deah, you are the least likely to be seen.
You're sneaky.
I am?
Followed by Mori.
Hey, Jill. Feel free to roll me an intelligence check.
That's never a good sign.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
You know she's got a negative.
Oh, where am I? Right
Negative
here?
2, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
my God!
Wait.
Huh?
You rolled a 18 naturally. Have a -2, but also a +2.
Why do I have a +2?
How do you
Plus two to
minus
intelligence.
two?
It's
You have
the
a-
jack of all
Jack
trades.
of all trades.
Oh.
Just
Okay.
kind of like even
Well, hey, I
myself
mean,
out there.
it did come into play. Yeah. The mayor has not just security outside of his home; he has it inside of his home because your family had it.
Yeah.
So not only are there patrols inside the house,
Okay.
the people who work in the house are known. They're likely recognizable, and yeah.
I hate to point out, but I think the one least likely to be seen is the other very sneaky person who has the ability to cast invisibility on herself.
I believe that's me.
Can you upcast it?
No.
Me? No. I can only do it for
How-
myself, and I can only do it twice a day.
And there's no way for you guys to get out. Although we could send all 3 of you in, but I feel like adding more to that.
I can
Inviting
only
trouble.
say-
One of us probably needs to be available for Keswick. Keswick. What the fuck is it?
Also,
Keswick.
It is
also
Keswick.
Keswick.
Okay.
my only thing was the reason why I wanted to send more specifically to Keswick is because she's got the goggles. But if we're
Right.
sending Jim, can Jim see magic things?
He can smell it.
Should we summon Jim and have him in this conversation before we make
He's
too many
gonna
plans?
want something is my only issue.
Yeah, but
We'll have to make sure. Yeah, we'll have to make sure Jim doesn't steal anything.
Mercy's gonna take out the book and she's gonna go, do you guys want me to summon him now?
You may as well.
If Jim goes to jail, does he get put up for adoption?
Yes.
I think he gets put down. Actually.
Oh no!
I'm gonna be
That's so
honest with you.
mean.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Deah. She's gonna say this before opening the book. I'm pretty sure he could take whatever happened, considering how
Well,
bad
yeah.
that Mori got from.
Probably. They can try to put him down.
They can't contain him.
He stole his 9 lives.
And Mercy's gonna open the book of cat summoning and bring Jim out.
All right, you flip open the book of the tome of cat summoning, and as the pages unfurl, you see the large black fluffy cat that is Jim.
Hi, Jim.
All right. So what exactly am I doing here?
How would you like to help break into something?
Depends.
On what?
Where are we breaking in? What am I stealing? What do I get?
See, he always wants something.
Well, you're not
Um,
stealing anything, technically.
We're just sending you in because you can see or smell. Something with magic stuff, you can sense it.
Wait, I have the glasses. Someone can just attune to them. I'm not using them.
That's very true.
We might not need Jim. Sorry, Jim.
Slam.
no. She still has him for the moment.
I mean, Erna kind of goes, wait, not using them. She has
I mean-
a thought.
We can still have
Jim.
what? Well, we can still. Morgan can still do the Keswicks or Rudy can or something. We don't have to send 3 of us in there. Or even I can do the Keswicks.
Well, the thought is, we need to send someone who can detect magic items into the Keswicks. I know Addax probably can, but he's going to be best to not be seen by being an animal. And he can't.
I mean, in fairness, I can concentrate on spells while I'm an animal.
Wait, you can't?
Yeah.
What?
As long as I can, it's not using a spell to transform myself. If it's just my natural ability to, yeah, I can concentrate on spells still.
Most druids can do stuff like that.
Shut up, Jim. Actually, I'm lying. Don't shut up. I love you.
Deah gives him a little scritch behind the ear.
Oh, hold on. Hey, I bought a giant dog, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. He's going to be your best friend.
Something tells me that's not something he agrees with.
I mean, the dog's any bigger than him, and it's a puppy.
You got one of those big ones, didn't you?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, do we want Jim on this heist or not? Since we now know Addax can use detect magic while he's an animal.
I mean, you can definitely send me in there. I won't steal anything.
Inside check.
I don't even have to insight check.
I don't have to insight that.
Yeah,
Piece of shit.
Out of curiosity, I'm going to try to insight and see what happens.
Okay.
Nope.
Come back.
I'll do
Where
the
you
last
go?
insight.
I mean, I'm not inciting because I don't trust him. I don't believe him. But that's okay.
I don't believe him anyway, but it's just for the fun
Connor
of it.
rolled, so he's either rolling
Yeah.
persuasion or deception. We'll see.
Or I'm rolling to screw with you guys.
Yeah.
Either way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, you're rolling legit because you wouldn't have to you wouldn't re-roll if you were.
No, he
rolling
would.
faith.
No, I would.
Sure, went off the table, yeah.
Definitely would.
How else could he fuck with us best?
Let's see.
Also, my
Thank you.
blanket's all tangled up on me now.
Suffer.
Tangled up.
Mercy, he's hard to read. Morgan, he's hard to read. Deah, you feel like he's not telling the whole truth, but he's not entirely lying either.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be fair, if we really wanted to know, I could always just cast Zone of Truth.
Do you have Zone of Truth?
Yeah. And I always have it prepared because, well, as much as I love her, I was also a dirty, rotten liar sometimes. Like, she's the one who steals my last chip. And I need to know.
I've never stolen anything in my life.
See what I mean?
I've got a
check.
very fancy inlaid box that says very different row.
As she's wearing the costume jewelry from her old house. I've never stolen anything.
So I always have Zone of Truth because sometimes late at night you have to ask, Ro, did you steal my pillow?
I don't know why you always suspect me.
Because that always ends up being you.
You don't have the proof. Where's the proof, huh?
The fact that my pillow's on your side of the bed.
Okay, well, that's probably not going to hold up in court, but
Really? You don't think Zone of Truth wouldn't hold up in court?
you have to catch me first.
You are not that hard to catch. You are small. Anyways. I leave the decision to y'all. I can close this book on him right now.
Do it!
No.
I am not sure we need him. I think we can arrange this. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
But thanks anyways.
Hmm.
You may still come in use later. Do you want to meet a dragon?
You met a dragon. You met Toby.
No, no,
don't really
I
care
mean-
about dragons.
What's the matter?
Don't really
Don't
care.
think they're interesting?
No.
Is that why Minerva doesn't like you?
Yeah.
Mm,
That's a lie, but anyways. Bye, Jim.
okay. So you just close the book on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Close the book on Jim.
Well, let's see. Deah, do you have a slot left where you could use the glasses?
Yes.
Well
Yeah.
then, let's
I'm
give
only
you
attuned to 2 items, I believe.
let's give you the glasses, So that way we have 2 people who can be stealthy as shit and can see magic items without problem.
Like you've got your Wayfinder and
I had
think
something
one other
else.
thing.
What was it?
Is it the-
Ironstone?
No, the Ironstone counts as the Wayfinder
It
Is it
gets
the-
looped into it because it's
because
Oh,
they
that's
get
right.
combined.
Isn't it one
The
of your
dagger.
weapon
Isn't it the
thingies?
dagger?
No,
No. I mean the one that Gale gave you that lets you change stuff.
no, you don't attune to that. It just
Not attuned.
attaches.
Is it
What am I
dagger?
attuned to? I know
Nope.
I was
I'm
about to say,
attuned to something.
You could look through your magic items,
It should be in your inventory.
What the fuck?
which I recommend to everyone who's watching this. Organize your inventory. It makes it so much easier.
I
I
refuse.
hate my inventory.
I have mine sorted.
I truly cannot relate.
I know, I've seen yours. Jill, I add stuff to
It's a
yours and it
nightmare.
hurts. It hurts.
It's fun.
You still have the jar of bees?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good distraction.
You also have pink paint. You could have used that in your house too.
I could have, but you gave me yours. Why would I use mine when I could use someone else's?
That's very true.
Why
Still makes
why
a
did that
very
feel
good
like
point.
an in-character discussion?
Because it was.
I swear I was attuned to something else and I cannot remember it.
I mean, if you can't find it in your magic items.
I mean, to be fair, aside from the Ironstone, I can't remember anything that you'd have attuned.
I
Yeah.
guess not. I guess it is just the
Maybe
Wayfinder
you-
and Iron.
Wait, no. What about the thing? The punchy thing? The
Ring of the Ram, that's Rose.
That's
No,
Yeah,
Rose.
no.
Rose got it.
the tonfas. There we go.
Nope.
They weren't attunement, and I gave mine away back to Zats.
Right.
And Cal still has the other one.
Yeah, Kelsa's the other one.
Walking
Then,
around.
regardless, you can still attune to them, so that
yeah,
way it
I
doesn't
have
matter.
I had at least one spot anyway, but wow, okay.
Let's put it this way: it doesn't matter which rug goes where. The only difference is Moira can use invisibility to get herself in.
I
Whereas,
could potentially, if I'm going with one of them, I could cast invisibility on the other.
that's true. So, make a decision. Which one of you wants to go where? One of you is going to go with Addax, the other one's going to go with Rudy.
I'll go with Rudy.
Whatever. I just don't want to. Guess I won't be responsible for getting arrested by the mayor. That's all.
I will abandon you if you decide to steal anything.
I'm not going to.
Maddie, Gail, you guys good with going with us
Seems
to
like it.
go lie to the mayor?
Sure.
Oh. Not lie, we're going to tell him the truth. We're just not telling him the whole
Just
truth.
part of the truth.
Which part are we telling him?
The hag. Telling him about the hag.
Oh, okay.
Everything else can stay quiet until we have more information.
I think that's a good idea.
Keswick people. Do either of you two have sending or message?
Do I have sending?
This is why we should.
I was more asking Addax.
If you give me time to swap around some of my spells, I could send an animal messenger.
I was asking because my thought process was we don't want the
have-
comms to go off when you try to message.
Well, you just won't message Rudy or Morrigan.
I
That's
could
true. Message.
potentially also write something in the sky.
That's a little too obvious.
I don't think that's as subtle as we want.
Subtlety.
Who actually looks at the sky?
Dea,
Ah.
Only
That's
the humans
true.
do. They don't give a
Message.
fuck.
if you find anything, and only if, message either Maddie or me.
I could set
Believe-
something on fire and let the smoke be a signal.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'll call and I'll
Should have a code of some
see
sort.
if you're still with the mayor or if you're out.
You should have a code of some sort.
I mean, I can step out.
I
into the
mean, I
hall.
could just say like, "Hey, how did the meeting go? Oh, you're still there? Oh, I'll call back."
Yeah, and they'll tell
Done.
us you found something, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we won't call if we don't find anything. Yeah, or if we get caught. If we get caught, you'll never know.
That's fair. Don't get caught, please. That's a little stressful.
Not my plan.
All right. everyone cool with this idea?
Sure.
Not really, but if this is something you feel strongly about, I will help.
I mean, I'm not gonna push the decision if everyone doesn't want to. If
I can
more than
always
half.
go in alone if you're not comfortable.
I mean, it's just I am from the woods. What do I care about an election?
Well, I don't care either. I was a pirate. Not exactly law there.
Let us go. Perhaps it can make us friends.
Yes.
And Addax will wrap an arm around his shoulders, and we will start walking off to the Keswicks.
And Deah's just like, walking a little bit stiffly, not comfortable.
Okay. So, Addax and Deah, you guys are
Yeah.
going to go out to see the Keswicks, and more or less the rest of you are going to go see Vidai.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Connor, by the way, the thing that we talked about, that I messaged you about, would I have had time to do that before I went to bed last night?
God, I don't know.
Copying the spell into my book.
If worse comes to worse, there was a time when she got up. And
I mean,
would've
yeah,
taken-
there really is not much stopping you.
Yeah, it would have taken 5 hours, so. Cool.
Nothing would have stopped you.
Thank you.
And since you're not really in a pressing moment, I don't think. I mean, yeah, you can make a constitution roll just to see if it affected your sleep schedule at all.
Okay. I mean, we did get up at like 10. That's the only point. That's the only-
Yeah, like that's why I'm not terribly stressed about it.
Okay, hold on. Let's do it anyway.
Yeah, whatever. like I don't care.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Thank God that wasn't an actual. Alright, cool. Thank you.
Okay. So, the folks who are heading over to the Keswicks, Addax and Deah. You guys would get within about, I'm gonna say like maybe not even a block, like half a block of the actual house itself, and you see the home that who was there the first time? It was Deah and
Maddie.
Yeah, Deah, you seem to see the same house that you saw last time. Fairly simple, 2-story house, really rather plain as buildings go.
I could teleport us inside.
Oh my god.
Part of not making any noise have you forgotten?
All right. Do you know a way in? Then
No, but we can try and sneak around the back, perhaps unlock a door and then go invisible.
well, I could do
can-
that, or I could make us invisible, which is always good. But I could also cast a spell that would just make us incredibly stealthy. Which do you think would be better here?
With the tight quarters, probably invisibility. Can you cast spells while an animal?
No, but if
no.
I cast it before,
That
I
was
can
Deah
transform.
asking.
Oh.
No, but if I cast a spell before, I can then transform and still maintain concentration on it.
Okay. Because you're probably more stealthy if you could be like a cat.
That is
But-
correct.
If we go invisible before we find a way in, then if I have to unlock anything, then I'll break invisibility. So yeah,
I will-
let's just
You and Mori are the experts on stealing things. I shall follow your lead.
don't usually sneak into houses, admittedly. But I've done it before now. So let's try and slip into like an alley when no one's looking and see if there's like a back door.
That's fairly doable. Really, the building itself is in a what's the word? A fairly residential district. So there are some tighter quarters around the building itself. So you very well could do that. Just roll me a stealth check.
Stealth. That's a 25.
Okay.
17. Not
Oh,
bad
not
for me.
bad.
Not bad. Really, you just kind of quickly slip behind the building itself, going into one of the nearby back alleys, and you see that there are a few neighboring buildings around this area, several of which have the almost like the English garden set up to them. So yeah, you feel like you might be able to slip in around here. You don't see a back door, but you do see what appears to be a back window for this building, as it has a garden in the front, not in the back. So you'd be able to possibly pry open the window, but
Okay. Can I like peer inside the windows / listen for a bit to see if there's any like movement inside?
show a perception.
Deception. That's a 19.
With a 19 on the roll, you would hear only one person inside of the building itself. Listening very closely, they sound very relaxed as they're moving through the building. So possibly a homeowner, trying to like peer through the slats of the actual shades themselves. You wouldn't see anything particularly shocking. It looks like you're looking into the kitchen.
Okay, I just want to make sure if we go through a window or something, it's not like a person's right on the other side.
Hello there.
Hello, we are surprise building inspectors.
Would we want to go into the building as animals? Would that arouse less suspicion this time?
Oh, man.
Like both animals? Like
We
we're
could.
both animals?
Yeah, I could turn you into one and then transform myself.
Huh.
I don't think I'm going to be getting through this window as a Fearbulk.
No,
easily.
you would transform before you go through. How small can we go?
Fairly small. What would you wish to transform into?
Just. Hmm. Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Are we talking polymorph?
polymorph, that'd be a no. But I'm
Yeah.
also just discussing that just entering the house as animals and then reevaluating while we're in there.
Cause you're a warcaster, right? You can concentrate on 2 spells at once, right?
No, that's
No,
dual
that's not
focus.
Warcaster.
I have
Oh,
advantage
no.
on con saves to maintain concentration, which means I
Oh.
get a
There you
4
go.
and a 5.
Is polymorph concentration?
It is.
Yes.
Most
Okay,
of
so
my
you.
Assume
But-
all my spells are concentration. Just assume
Basically.
it.
But
all of them are.
But detect magic concentration?
Detect magic is also concentration, I believe, to
Ugh.
keep it up.
Mm-hmm. So I can.
Because it
Okay.
goes- it goes
So
with that.
you couldn't transform me and then also cast detect
Correct.
magic.
Yeah.
Damn.
He has Fearbold magic
But I-
that he can use.
Isn't that also concentration?
The glasses? No,
No.
glasses are constant.
No, but
Fearbold
Fearbold
magic.
magic.
I know you're
isn't
talking
that.
about the glasses,
Oh,
but if I'm
oh,
polymorph,
yeah,
the
that's-
glasses won't be
that's-
there. I can't wear glasses as like a mouse.
I mean, it's an adorable image, but I don't think so.
I don't think that works.
No.
I mean, do you think you could get through this window without causing a lot of disturbance?
Probably. I could
Not
probably
one.
jimmy it open and slide it open, provided
Then-
the hinges aren't, in need of
I-
oiling.
Do not think I could do that. So why don't you go and I will transform myself into an animal and be stealthy until such time as I need to cast a spell, in which case I will drop myself.
I think what we might want to do is I'll open the window, you cast invisibility on me, transform into an animal, like a rat or something, and then we'll both go?
On just you or on both of us?
On
It's not like an offensive action. I could turn myself invisible and then transform into an animal with wild shape, right?
Unless there's some kind of a limitation put on the wild shape's ability, I see no reason why you couldn't do that. Okay. Really, the only way you wouldn't be able to do both of those in the same turn would be if it says that you cannot cast a spell and wild shape at the same time. If it doesn't say that, you're fine.
I mean, it would have to technically be 2 different turns because wild shape is an action for me.
Yeah, so in that case, it will be 2 separate turns. But yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the plan.
Unless, do you want me to be visible? Yes, no.
I think what we'll do is I'll open the window. You cast invisibility on both of us. Then you turn into something small, and you can like ride on my shoulder, and we'll sneak through the house.
Okay. Unlock the door then.
The window. All right, I'm gonna try and jimmy the window open. Is that a thieves' tool?
Yeah, it's a thieves' tool.
26.
Yeah, you managed to very swiftly jimmy open this window with no real issues whatsoever.
Okay. Let's do the plan.
I will cast invisibility at 3rd level and then transform into a cat and carefully invisibly climb on her invisible shoulder.
Gotcha. So you upcast it, so you're both invisible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, it removes the humor of the situation I was thinking of. So yes, you make a stealth check, please.
Both
Deah.
of us? Oh.
I'd imagine Deah first. Maybe.
Do we do this at advantage? What do we stealth?
It's stealth with advantage. Yes. We lost somebody.
26.
It's Greg. It looks like.
Greg again.
No, we haven't had Greg.
We lost Michelle.
Oh, whoops.
This is so sad.
Yeah, with the 26 on stealth, you managed to creep in there just fine.
And I'm sliding the window closed behind me, by the way. Not locking it so we can get out quickly. But
you do so. Slipping into the building, you see that it appears to be sorry, my brain just kind of stopped for a second there. You see that you're standing in what appears to be a fairly quaint-looking kitchen area. Nothing terribly shocking in here. Everything looks to be very much par for the course. You see that there's a small cook stove nearby, a furnace, which is currently it's not a furnace, like a wood stove, I suppose is the word for like one that produces heat, which is currently inactive. Off the distance, you can see what looks to be a small living quarters and a nearby dining room, and then there's a set of stairs that leads upstairs. So, what would you like to do?
can I hear where the person is in the house?
With that perception check, yeah, it sounds like they are over by the. It sounds like they are over in the living room at this moment in time, and you can hear them kind of stepping away over towards another section of the house. It seems like they're making themselves busy.
And there's no like basement door.
You do not see the basement door.
Then I guess we'll go upstairs.
Okay, just make me a stealth check with advantage.
Watch your roll 2 net ones. Nope, that's a net 20.
Yeah, that's a natural 20. You're totally fine. So creeping up into the up the stairs, you wrap around the stairs and you see that inside the building right now, in the living room area, is just what appears to be a youngish lady. It looks like she's currently doing a bit of laundering inside the living room, just folding up some clothing, making things nice, things are tidy. You head up the stairs, and on that section of the building, you see what appears to be almost like a restroom area, like one of those large copper tubs, as well as a small building, a small section with rudimentary plumbing, which is nice to see. Not common, but you have it. Let's see, and then another section of the house, you see that there is what appears to be a bedroom and another smaller room that looks like a small office, fairly dusty though.
Okay. I do have the glasses on. If I walk into the office and then the bedroom, do I see anything magical?
Creeping into the office itself, you'd see that there is nothing of that appears. Well, I take that back. There. Let me double check one thing because I need to make sure I get this right. Where is that? No. It's the problem with having 15 different pages up at one time. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, there would be one item there that is mildly magical. It appears to be a pipe.
Well, I'll leave that alone, I guess.
No.
Are there any like papers on the desk? Can I like start quietly rifling through?
You certainly can. Just
And
make an
Addax can
investigation
do what
check.
he wants, I guess. Yeah, Addax, if there is something you want to do, you don't have to stay on my shoulder.
Yep.
Oops, didn't mean to advantage
it's still a
that.
29,
It's a
so either
29 either way.
Digging through the papers, it appears to be largely a large amount of paperwork on building projects, plans, blueprints, various bits of bookkeeping, such as paychecks, stubs, stuff like that. There is what appears to be a partially folded letter that looks like it's a correspondence between Joseph and an individual that they are trying to buy a property off of, or buy part of a property off of. It looks like they're midway through negotiations on what is going to be occurring. And yeah, oh, sorry. And the name on the person he's corresponding with is Felina. I think it's Nespit. Nespit. Yep. But aside from that, there's nothing terribly shocking inside the paperwork.
Okay. And there's nothing magical like in the bedroom.
Inside the bedroom, you'd see that there appears to be it looks like a mildly sorry. Don't make fun of me. What appears to be almost like a makeup set that's been mildly enchanted. It doesn't appear to be anything strong effect-wise. Really, it just dimly glows as far as you are seeing it.
The urge to swipe that for someone is great.
Oh my god.
But she's not gonna do it.
Is there anything that looks out of place? Anything that looks like it might lead to like a secret passage, or
you can roll a perception check.
Is there a bookcase with a weird looking book on it pulled out?
you can roll a perception check.
That's a 16.
Not from what you're seeing.
I'll roll one as well. Oh.
Natural 20. Going over the entirety of this room with a fine-toothed comb, looking through every crack and crevice, you find that there appears to be nothing odd or off inside this building. It looks like just a regular old house.
Yeah. And that counts for like the whole house perception check.
I'm gonna give it to you with the.
You're gonna give that to us. So no secret passageways.
Nope. Going to meow quietly in Deah's ear.
Is it time to go? Tap one for yes. Tap twice for no.
I tapped 3 times.
What the fuck?
It's not helpful.
Is the
What would
well,
you like to
I
do?
didn't really find anything in the office. There's no secret crevice. far as I know, there's nothing here.
Meow.
I don't know where else to check.
One was yes, right?
Yeah.
One tap was yes.
Then he will tap shoulder once.
I still don't know what that means. I didn't ask a question.
Well,
I
you
didn't ask-
said there doesn't appear to be anything here, and you tap once for yes.
So there's not. So we agree. There's nothing here.
Tap again.
Okay. Then I guess we'll get out of here.
All right, make another stealth check.
A
Wow, I rolled
Another
3
natural
nat
20.
20s in like a minute. The heck?
With that roll,
Totally.
you managed to slip right out of this building with absolutely no issues. You managed to creep down into the first floor. You see the young lady is still here, none the wiser. Still just going about the laundry. And you deftly lift the window back up, slide out, close it behind you. That's it.
Once everything's back in place, I will drop invisibility and my wild shape.
Well,
Okay.
that's the second mission I was on that resulted in nothing.
We could burn the house down if you'd like. That'd be something.
Oh my god.
But as far as I can tell, he seemed to be, how do you say it, a legitimate business?
Yeah, he was a very nice man when I talked to him. The Keswick man. I guess, I mean, there wasn't anything hidden. At worst, they probably have some dubious debate skill, or what is it called? Not debate.
They have a bit of an argument going on, or negotiations.
Negotiations, yeah, some dubious negotiation skills, perhaps, but nothing like, not like an Ifriti in a bottle. So,
Well, is that a good thing?
for now, yes, because it means they're okay people, and we don't have to worry about them anymore.
Very well. Shall we go bail the others out of jail, potentially?
Yeah, let's go bail them out of jail.
Okay.
And Addax will throw
I
out
want to
some
go
armor
get
around
Toby
Deah
again.
Going
and-
over to the other ones who are in jail now. So
R.I.P. us.
yeah. So you guys make your way over towards Fadai's estate. Really, as I'm now getting to it, is no problem. You know exactly where it is. At the outside of it, you would see the guard is there. He is looking at all of you to see who you are. Jess, Jill, you two are there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So since the two of you are there, they at least recognize you guys. Is everybody else in the team there as well?
I believe me and Morgan are probably hanging back away from them because we gonna go invisible.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to be seen going in. They're just supposed to
No,
follow
right.
us invisible.
So you guys are at the opening to the actual gates. The guard will look at you guys and go, "Hey there, give me a second. I'll let him know that you're here. All right?"
Thank you.
And he'll kind of like trundle off a little bit. Another guard takes his place. And after a matter of maybe 5 minutes or so, the same guard will come right on back. He'll unlatch the gate for you guys, and he'll look at you guys and go, "All right, come on in."
I mean, we go in.
Yep.
I assume we follow invisibly, or should we follow
Yeah.
invisibly?
Yeah.
We should follow invisibly.
So, are one of you upcasting invisibility, or are you both casting invisibility on yourself?
What are we doing? I think we're passing it on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
stealth checks
choice.
with advantage.
Okay.
Hold on.
Don't fuck up, Woody.
Yeah. This is the
Okay,
one.
I have no worry about Maury.
No.
Yeah.
There hits a
whoops.
point where rogues suddenly become
Let me-
virtually untouchable.
Hold on.
16. Oh.
And she got another
33. I
20.
forgot to
After
roll
20.
advantage, so I rolled again. So
Yeah. So as you are walking through the gates, Morgan, you're taking the lead. You're heading behind them.
I'm holding on to Rudy's hand just in
Okay.
case.
And
Sure.
as you guys walk through the gate, the guard begins to close it quicker than you're expecting, and Erudite, you feel it bump up against your shoulder, and the guard just kind of like stops for a second, like quirks his head, blinks twice, and then just kind of shrugs, looks at the hinge of the gate, keeps going.
Morgan, you feel her tense up just a bit.
I squeeze her hand.
The others, Ro and Mercy, you guys begin heading inside of the actual building itself, and it's just like you saw before. Very quickly, you are brought up towards Mayor Fadai's office, and you will see that he's there lounging behind his desk. He looks up at you two and goes, "Ah, hello there. So, I'm assuming that your business went well?"
We have one thing we want to show you that we found.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the letter?
I would assume we kept it in the bag of holding. That's what
I would
said.
assume. I would assume who you guys have the letter since you needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get there, we're like, ah, shit.
Shit.
Ah, man.
Hold on, man. We'll be
You're not
back in a
gonna believe
second.
this.
Hey, Deah, should I
Fuck.
give them the letter? I know I
Oh,
examined
piss.
some of the Druidic writings.
Gayla and Maddie are with them.
Yeah.
At least they're supposed to be, although they could have gone and done whatever they wanted.
I mean, it's very much up to the players.
No, that was the plan.
Maddie?
I don't know. I was just following. It's just
Okay. I just need to hear something one way or the other. Yeah. So they are with you, and they'll take the letter out of the bag and provide it to you guys.
This was in which one's
Bennett.
house? The
Bennett.
Bennett's.
Yes. You hand it over to Fadai. He'll stop for a moment and begin to turn over the page, looking through it very carefully, reading over the wording of it. And eventually he'll look back up at you two and go, you four, and say, "So, out of curiosity, any idea exactly who this woman is?"
One of our friends who is with us knows a little bit more about magic stuff, says it sounds like somebody unnatural, a hag, a fae, something that's not.
Something troublesome, then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at the very least, I have my answer as to what's happening there. And we have a possible reason why things are going so well for them. Thank you. At the very least, we got one of them. Now, I've heard of a few break-ins recently at a few of the more upscale buildings in the town. So, tell me, did you find anything interesting in the Colonel's home or in the Talbot's home?
The Talbots, we found a lot of money.
So much money.
So much money.
Oh my god.
We also found out they took Rose's childhood bedroom and turned it into a smoke room.
That's shitty.
Now it's a paint stained smoke room.
Yeah.
Not that I would know anything about that. I didn't do anything.
Found a couple magic items, like that belt that Rose got on
My bandolier.
at the merchant's place.
All right. Well, before you keep going with this, you're intentionally leaving out the part about Miss Talbot making a deal, correct?
We get in there.
Oh, okay. Are you going to
Not
bring
sorry.
it up, or are you intentionally hiding it?
Most is gonna look at Ro before going on.
This is something I need to know because if you just kind of leave it there, then you're lying. If you
Rose?
don't, then
Okay.
yeah.
Rose gonna steeple her fingers in front of her mouth and go, now we found something in there, but can we wait to tell you until after the festival? Because I really want to cause a scene.
It depends on what it is. I will say I do prefer that there not be too much of a scene at the festival. A lot of folks like coming to it.
Oh, it won't be like a festival ending thing. It'll be like a hey, let's ransack the Talbot's house sort of thing. It'll bring us all together.
I'm very interested. Would you mind telling me?
I mean, at very least
You
we can
have
say
to realize I can't allow a ransacking to be occurring.
the
I mean,
thing we
For
can
the
tell,
right reasons, I'm sure I could, but still.
the thing we can tell you without giving away Rose fun is she has a way that she's trying to win back the election.
Fuck it. Rose gonna pull out the letter, give it to him.
Oh, thank you.
Just let me have my moment, okay?
I hear you, sweetie. And he'll start to read it over very slowly. He puts on a pair of very small reading glasses, like the small lensed ones that like just go on the bridge of your nose. And he
Rose
starts
is
to
gonna
read it
lean
over.
down to her and go, "Oh, what is he?"
He could be any age. How old's Rudy? How old are you? I don't.
I'm a year older than you, Ro.
Are you though?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay, fine, whatever.
I will say we bear our age very well. I just have bad eyesight.
It's entirely valid.
He finishes reading it and then like just sets it on the table and kind of pushes it a little ways back to you and goes, "So I do appreciate you allowing me to read this. I will say the trouble you could have caused very well may have caused problems for other people, you realize."
I try not to think about people that aren't
You.
me.
I realize that.
It's
But-
one of my few flaws. I don't have many, but it's one of them.
You must realize there is a tedious place of business inside this town, and they do bring a fair amount of business. But on top of that, there's an individual who is employed by them who works for that business. If you're not careful, they could get hurt.
Why do I feel vaguely threatened right now? Does anyone else feel vaguely threatened?
Who is it?
It's what is it? One of those shell people, mulligans, whatever people are starting to call them nowadays. Works over at their repository and shop. If
Wait. Is he the guy who owns the gun shop?
yes,
Mm.
haven't spoken to him one-on-one, but from what I heard, he's a fairly decent person. If something like this comes out, people are prone to acting impulsively.
Then
I'm
let me
not
pitch.
making a veiled threat. This is
Let
me
me-
being honest with you.
Let me pitch this.
Yeah.
Give him a heads up that he should probably leave town, and then let Robe do her dramatics.
So you want me to have somebody leave town, leave the business that they are responsible for, and lose a fair amount of money?
Would
Yeah,
he-
that's a little far even for me, and I'm an asshole.
I mean, he could die potentially if he stays if we tell people.
Yeah, but there's always the option of not telling people.
Now,
But well,
I
how else are
will
you gonna get back
say,
at your mom?
I do appreciate you bringing this up to me. So how about I pose a different option? See, I don't necessarily have to have it spread among the street that this is happening. You can discreetly let it loose that maybe there's a deal going on with them and maybe something's happening. That way it's just a rumor. The young man will be less likely to get hurt, and it could cause a bit of trouble for the people of gnomish persuasion. But if that's not to your liking, then I could always do the next best thing and keep that in my back pocket and use it to, what's the word? Boycott them. Make business just a bit tougher for them. Limit their opportunities here. That way, that little shop's their only option, and they don't have much else in the way of choices.
That feels a little bit more cheaty.
Yeah.
It's politics, honey. That's how this works.
Yeah, but I'm also an asshole and I don't like that idea. And that's saying something. Also, you know how rumors get started? They get started by jealous people.
They do.
Also, I'm kind of sad no one got that music reference.
What?
It's a song. How did
Oh.
rumors get started? Started by the jealous.
Fucking
Never mind.
nerd.
My mom sings it. I'm just gonna look at Ro. It's your mom's info.
Ro is just squinting into the void. Just like
The void squints back.
And then after she's done staring at her, she's gonna look at the other two and see if they've got any input.
I'm assuming that tiny squeak was you, Jolly.
I looked at you.
Yeah, it's like I'm being genuinely honest here. I didn't hear that at first, and I went, "Oh, there was a noise there." It's like, oh.
Gail, any thoughts?
No.
Oh no, it's on you, Ro.
Great. Awesome. Haha. I love that. Fuck.
You've got three choices. The rumors, the holding it as blackmail in the back pocket, or just telling the whole city and watching what happens.
Which one allows me to, if I don't reveal that bit, what one allows me to dramatically throw off my hood, reveal that I am in fact here and not kidnapped? I want to do that. So bad. So bad.
Fair point. Really, the third option would let you do that, and I won't stop you, but
I don't.
To be fair, we could keep this completely separate from that, and you could just
Yeah.
dramatically throw off your hood and reveal you weren't kidnapped and tell them your mom's a shitty person. It would still probably lose her election points without hurting anyone.
also a
Yeah.
fair possibility.
I'll take a combination of rumors and dramatic reveal, please.
All right. In that case, may I please have that letter?
I guess. Just gonna slide it back across the desk.
All right, and he will take it. He will fold it horizontally, and he will just tuck it into his desk. Now, with that result, what about the Kernows?
Found some magic stuff, but nothing that we really know if needs to be talked about yet.
Okay, now you definitely do need to make a deception
Oh,
check.
I'm well aware,
Wild.
but Connor, I also prepared something called Silver Tongue. That's a UA, so I can
Uh-huh.
use one of my battle die to give myself more on my deception check.
Ah. Is it just advantage, or is it a battle die for
It's
your...
not a. It's a battle die. Hold on.
Okay,
I'll send
yeah,
it.
go ahead. No, right. Well, I mean, roll it and then roll the battle die.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Patience. I was just showing you the wording. That's yours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whoa, holy
I was
shit,
like-
you have a.
It's in deception. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna use luck before I go on.
Okay.
17
Okay.
plus my battle die, which is a D8. So it's 21.
21. Okay. He'll look at you and go, all right. It's a shame for all that trouble that was caused over there. he didn't manage to find much of anything. Have any other ideas on where you might find stuff on them?
This is the which people? The wine people or the merchants?
Colonels. Merchants.
Not off the top of my head. I know they lost I know there was a shipment lost for the Bennetts. I don't know if they go through them or not.
Not to my knowledge. Bennett's able to hold their own as shipping goes. So I believe they handle it themselves.
Like I said, we're still trying to sort through everything, so we might find a letter or something as we go through. It was a lot.
That's a shame. All right. If that's the case, then I'll leave you to it. If you find any more information on the Colonels, that'd be nice. I do appreciate your candor in regard to your mother, Miss Rowe.
I mean, you also did get some other payback on her with the white paint.
That's valid. Oh, I also have one more question.
Yes.
Do you have any personal belongings of Barrett?
I feel like Rose should have to make a constitution check to see if that.
Disgusting.
Stop. Don't bring that vine here.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, Fadai will kind of thoughtfully scratch his chin for a second and then go, I don't believe I have anything of his, no. Why, out of curiosity?
Just checking for locating purposes.
Yeah, one of our friends has a way of maybe seeing him, but it's harder because she's never actually seen him. But if we have something of his, it makes it a little easier. At least that's how she explained it.
Fair point. I can certainly ask, but I don't believe that anything of the sort is still around. Most of his personal belongings were taken with him.
He didn't even leave with something like a hairbrush. I forget everything when I leave.
Mid.
There's certainly furniture, but
I don't know if furniture.
We just come back to the inn with the fucking bed. Like,
You
I found
could
this.
carry it.
we've got a chair.
We'll get back to you on that. Our friend's doing some investigating more into the various things around town. And that's not a lie.
That's a truth.
All right. Well, I wish you luck with that. And when you do manage to find some more information on the Colonels, please make sure I'm the first one to hear about it.
You know that makes you sound really creepy, right?
There's a lot of us in our group. There's gonna be like at least a few people that hear about it before you do.
I'm
I'm
referring
just-
to with the exception of any members of the town folk.
Okay.
So you're saying we shouldn't cause a big dramatic scene?
No, probably not.
Well, I lived here, so do I count as town folk?
I'd say not anymore. I mean,
That's valid. Yeah.
They got rid of your bedroom.
God damn it.
that's
Bullshit.
still,
I want you
that's
to
still
know
pretty shitty.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring that up a lot because you slept with my brother.
Oh my god. Okay, that's not the same thing at all. But you
No.
know what? It's valid.
But it's equal levels of pain.
Sure.
Well,
You can see
there is
Fadai's
one
just kinda
more
like-
thing.
It's kind of like squinting slightly at you two. It's like, okay, this
What's
conversation's going
on?
differently.
Now that we're comfortable here, everyone else is fucked.
The way you keep people from questioning you is make them seem like you're incompetent.
Extremely so.
So while is there anything else that anybody else in the room with Fadai would like to bring up, chat about, anything else? Because otherwise, I'm going to go over to Rudy and Morgan.
I got nothing.
Okay. So while your conversation peters down, Erudite and Morgan, you guys rolled stealth checks? You did. You guys have gotten into the actual inside of the building itself. You see that there are a fair number of guards that are going from room to room, about 3 or 4 from your first glance. You do see that there are what appear to be a few servants in the area. What would you like to do?
Perception check for any general walking up and down the halls. Perception check.
Okay, just like try and get a general feel for the area. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, sure.
22. I forgot to take off.
22 on perception.
Erudite's
You
not
should get better at that.
Excuse you.
Just saying.
Fuck
Peering through the various rooms inside this building, you see that there are a fair number of what appear almost like entertaining rooms. Living rooms, sitting rooms, places where people can be spoken to and entertained. The dining room itself is quite sizable. It's, I think the best comparison is, have you guys seen Django Unchained? It's a bit like that house.
No. I think, but like a plantation kind of house.
It's a very, very nice plantation house. Very well decorated, very well kept. You can see that on the first floor, again, it's a fair amount of less interesting things. Dining room, entertainment rooms, a kitchen, stuff like that. There is a door down to the basement, and there are stairs that head up, which is where Mercy and Rophelia and the others went off to.
Do I notice anything magic?
Do you have your goggles on?
Of course.
You would see that the lighting that is set up on the walls of this building are vaguely magical. It appears to be, I can't recall what the light cantrip is, but it's a very, very minor magic effect on it. There are a few bits of, again, minor magical effects that you can see on a few bits of cutlery and silverware that are inside of the actual dining room area itself. But at an immediate first glance, you wouldn't see anything that is innately magical. There are some nice decoration pieces, such as ornate pieces of armor, old books, stuff like that, but nothing that is immediately jumping out as magical.
Okay. Let's head upstairs, over in the area of the office.
They're in the office.
They're in the office.
Or it's like, we go in there, we're going to get caught.
Well, it's the only place I can think of that, unless we want to go down into the basements, that's the only thing I can think of that might have, where he might keep anything magical, if there's anything here. Should we check the basement first?
We'll say there are people walking around. If that basement door opens, it's going to look very strange. And if I do dimension door in beyond that, they'll see the flash, so they'll know something's up.
Can I check on that basement door? See if it's
You
unlocked?
certainly can. I'm just double checking the wording on invisibility. I believe it's broken by attacks, spells. Let's see. Yeah, attack or cast a spell. So yeah, you can certainly take a look at the door. It appears to be not locked at this moment in time.
All right. Is anyone around?
There are a few guards that are patrolling around the area. Two of them are actually at the main door itself, and a few servants that are almost perusing around the area, doing various tasks.
That door opens, people are going to notice. And it's not locked, so I doubt they would hide anything in something that isn't locked.
Stay here. And I'm going to, as sneaky as possible, open the door.
Okay, it's a stealth check without advantage.
Without advantage?
You're
Yeah,
you're
because-
opening a door that is plainly visible.
Erudite's gonna back away
As
from Morgan,
slowly as possible.
press up against the
Doesn't
wall.
matter. You're still opening a door.
He's still.
That's a
Erudite's-
29.
Yeah, Erudite's
So
like
yeah, with the
backed up against
29,
the
you do
wall.
manage to very, very carefully, very slowly start to open up the door. Just enough so you can kind of slide in. And then
Mhm.
creep down the stairs.
All right. Yeah. As I'm leaving, I'm gonna whisper to Erudite. Stay
Change
here.
that fucking fire alarm.
Fuck you!
It's not hard. Just saying.
I know, but fuck you.
Stay here. Distract. Stay in front of the door so no one comes in.
If things go bad, I'm leaving. So, yeah. she says that straight.
And you should.
If things go bad, I'm dimensioning door out of here. I'm sorry, but if things start
And
to go
you
bad,
should.
okay.
Oh yeah. Is it too late to say that I definitely left my blue cloak's hood cloak at the
Oh, we're not. We haven't been traveling with it. I would
Yeah,
say.
like
I
in
don't
the,
think
in
I
the
don't think much
hotel.
of anybody has been traveling with it. considering
No
the
one's
stuff
been
you've been
traveling
doing.
with it.
I'm just making sure, just in case.
The only person wearing a cloak is
Gail,
and I mean the actual
you're cutting out.
cutting
Yeah,
out.
keep going out.
the only person wearing the actual blue cloak I think right now is Ro, although I could be wrong on Gale. But Rose is being transformed into a different color by Mercy every day.
Yeah, well, actually, obviously, both you and Ro are still wearing your blue cloaks, but the difference is you guys are just casting prestidigitation on and making him black. So whatever.
All right. Once I'm past the door, I'm gonna head downstairs.
Okay. Heading down into the basement, you see that it appears to be, again, fairly well kept compared to many that you have seen. A touch dusty, but there are a few crates and barrels nearby. Another door that heads off to a section that appears to be almost like a larder or a little supply room.
Mhm.
There are a few other rows of doors that open up to what look like they may be servants' quarters or something of the sort. And then a little further back inside the room itself, there is what appears to be a set of wine racks.
Okay. Is there anything that looks out of place? Like there's something hidden behind it, or
Perception check.
all right. One sec. Perception. 17.
From what you're immediately seeing down here, no. Looking over the general vicinity of this area, you see that aside from a servant who appears to have snuck a bottle of wine into his personal chest, really nothing that looks out of the ordinary.
All right. I'm gonna head up through the servants' quarters.
The servants' quarters are they're just rooms, more or less.
I know, but there's gotta be a way to get from there and then from the servants' quarters to like the rest of the house. And I don't want to go back through the basement door.
Yeah, it's called the basement door.
Fuck. Never mind. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
Do I hear it before I open the door? Well, did I see anything magical down there first?
There's some minor enchantments on the lighting. You see where appears to be a feather duster that has a minor enchantment of, I think it's conjuration on it. And no, that'd be about it. Erudite. From your position at the front of the door itself, you see that what appears to be somebody walking towards the door.
Oh God. Cool. She's like pressed up as far in as she can get. Like she's trying to like be real skinny and.
So
she's
are
trying-
you standing in front of the door? Or are you standing like to the side?
No, I'm standing off to the side.
Okay. So standing off to the side of the door, you see that they walk up to the door itself, open it right up, go through, close the door behind them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I hear them coming?
Yep.
No?
I said yep.
Oh, okay.
Is it one of the
once-
guards? By the way,
It's just a servant.
okay.
Okay. I'm gonna like get out of their path and wait
Okay.
for them to
You-
pass.
So you just kind of, I'm just going to say you probably just like scoot into a nearby servant's quarters room.
Mhm.
You sneak into one of the nearby rooms, and the servant will wander by. They appear none the wiser.
Are they taking a break, or are they coming down to pick something up and leave?
Yeah, it looks like they may be. Well, you can stay and watch them a little bit more, but you wouldn't be able to tuck yourself into one of the rooms because by doing that you're hiding yourself completely. But if you stay visible, you can see them and see what they're doing.
I'm still invisible though.
So
The
are
door
you
wasn't
going to
locked.
hide completely inside of a room, away from them, or are you going to keep monitoring them?
I'm just gonna leave. Fuck it. I was thinking
Okay.
about trying to like wait until they like leave the room to come and get like to sneak in behind them, but never mind. When
Okay.
I get back up the stairs, do I hear anything? Against the door?
Perception check.
Oh boy. Perception. Oh boy.
Pressing your ear up to the door, you don't hear anything immediately out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and open the door again.
Okay, stealth check. 26 on the stealth check. The door, you very, very gently begin to open it up, and you begin to slip through, and you start to hear footsteps coming from behind you down the stairs,
Like somebody's coming to the door.
like someone's coming up the stairs to go back up from the basement.
I'm gonna press against the wall and wait for them to pass and follow back behind them.
Okay, so in that case, yeah, just roll me another stealth check. This is with advantage.
Oh,
What are you
with
gonna do about the
advantage?
door?
Just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't bother.
Okay, leaving it partially open. Gotcha. Yeah, you just kind of push yourself up against the wall. You see a servant that is now carrying what appears to be a small sack of vegetables and the like. They kind of look at the door for a second, kind of shrug, open it up. You slip behind them, and they keep on going with their way, with their day.
All right, I'm gonna gently pat around, look for Erudite, see if I can find her.
Got it. Perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're trying to find an invisible person.
Yes, I know.
I mean, she's. Do you want me to roll a stealth check?
You're hiding.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let me hold on.
It's gonna be a
and-
natural 20, isn't it?
Yeah, when I don't need it to be.
Oh, never mind.
Jesus.
So, as you're trying to find the invisible Rudy, you just kind of start sticking your arm out and trying to flail around and find her. And eventually, you do find her by colliding into her with a gentle, I guess, like slapping noise.
All right, let's check upstairs just in case. We haven't found his bedroom yet.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, yeah.
Trust me, Erudite. I do know what I'm doing.
No, I didn't say you don't. I'm not good at being sneaky. So, all right.
We're head upstairs.
Another stealth check. I'm assuming.
Connor?
So you guys gonna head upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Another
Stealth checks
Oh god.
With
you
advantage
guys.
or no?
with advantage.
We're still
Alright.
invisible.
Y'all,
Double checking.
Wow, you rolled a 3.
those are both bad rolls.
Oh my
Well,
god.
mine is a 13. Yours is a 3.
All right, you guys begin heading up the stairs. Both of you are, as you're starting to creep up the stairs, you guys start hearing very faint.
Knew it.
As the stairs below you start to creak. You see that one of the guards is kind of like kind of looking over in the general direction of the stairs, just kind of confused more than anything. Hey, Gary.
That's a bad idea.
What's that sound?
Hey, how wide are the banisters on the stairs?
Not very. They
Okay,
are,
but
they
how
are
wide are they?
banisters.
Okay, how wide?
Maybe an inch or two.
It's probably as wide as a tightrope. Morgan's gonna hop up onto the banister.
Okay. Acrobatics check.
Why? I can't do that. And I don't know you're doing that.
I'm gonna I'm gonna be holding on to. I'm gonna whisper to Erudite, "Stay here, don't move, hop on," and hold on with one hand and start climbing up while grabbing onto Rudy. I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to keep it as quiet as possible.
Hold on. So are you going to try and get Rudy to also climb up?
No, Rudy is
No.
not.
I am not. Follow me up the stairs. I'll be on the banister. Less creaking, okay? You'll be fine. I believe in you. Let's keep going.
Okay,
Just so
so
bad.
you have a very good balance there on the banister. I'll have you guys roll another stealth check.
With
It's still gonna be just a regular stealth check. So go
just
ahead.
regular stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. I have. Nope. Something's going bad. You're gonna be on your own, my dude.
It's fine.
Okay. So as you're starting to creep up the stairs, Erudite, you guys step on a certain step and you hear very loud. And this time the guards look up and go, "You heard that, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And the one that he called Gary goes, "Yes, I
Yeah.
did."
As soon as they say that, I dimension door the fuck out. I don't even grab Morgan.
Okay.
I don't grab Morgan. Morgan's sitting there by her own, on her own.
Okay.
I let her go. I don't blame her.
I dimension door the fuck out.
Okay. So
The second I see the dimension door, I start moving as quickly and as stealthily up the banister. Just get myself some distance between myself and that.
okay. So let's see. Casting dimension door breaks a spell, but it's immediate transport. So they're going to see at best a flash of you, but they're definitely going to see a big flash of magical energy.
Yep.
Okay. Now. Also no. Okay. So, Morgan, you feel Erudite, who was holding on to you, disappear as this big flash of energy appears next to you. Your invisibility breaks.
No?
No. I'm talking about Erudite.
Oh, okay,
Erudite's invisibility breaks.
That's why we did separately.
Yeah, that's why you guys did it separately. I'm aware.
Mhm.
So, Erudite, you disappear. I'm gonna guess you're just trying to appear into an alley or something like
I'm
that.
literally trying, as far away as possible as I can go.
All right. Erudite disappears. Morgan, since you're moving fast while sneaking, I'm gonna need a stealth check. No advantage because now you're basically moving quick.
Okay.
Okay, 18 on stealth check. Both the guards, Gary and the fellow who is next to him, begin heading up the stairs, seeing this bright flash of arcane energy. As you see that one of them starts going, "Sound the alarm! Sound the alarm! Someone's in here!" And they begin heading up the stairs towards where they last saw that flash. And another one of the guards begins heading off towards another direction. So you make it to the top of the stairs. You're at the top of you're on the second floor. What are you going to do?
What's the second floor look like?
From here, you can see a large hallway. There's a closed door. You see that there are multiple closed doors on this section of the building. There is another one that is partially ajar, but it looks to be almost like a washroom more than anything. So basically, you have a few doors to the right, a few doors to the left. What would you like to do?
Anything magical that I see?
Lights. But with closed doors, you're not going to be able to see magic things immediately.
Is
Where are you
anyone
going?
behind me? Is anyone behind me?
Yes, the
Or is
guards.
anyone... Shit. Okay.
They're beginning to search the stairs. One of them is starting to move up the stairs towards where you are. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run down the hall towards the doors.
Okay, stealth check, no advantage.
All right.
Okay.
Keep rolling low. I'm gonna get to a door. Open it. Jump inside. Scan the room super quick, as quick as possible.
Okay.
Looking
So
for anything
you're
magical.
heading down the building.
And if there's a window.
You're heading down the hallway to the right.
Mhm.
There's a door to your left and a door to your right. Which one are you going through?
Left.
Left.
Mhm.
Okay. So you head into you open up the door to this room, and inside you see a shorter blonde lady, a tall deer-looking man, a tiefling, and a halfling, all standing near a desk where there appears to be a tiefling lounging and reading over a letter.
Shit. Fuck. Balls.
You didn't try to open the door quietly. So, as of now, you four, Maddie, Gale, Mercy, and Ro, you guys see the door to your room just swing open.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna back
Voice
up
down.
bathroom. I'm gonna back up bathroom as soon as I see him.
Your hinge broke or something, man?
From out through the door, you hear people moving quickly through the building itself, and a few of the guards shouting. And you see Fadiah is kind of looking over there, kind of squinting slightly.
What the
Oh, I
fuck's
don't
going
believe
on?
so. Not entirely sure. What's happening out there? As he'll shout out through the office, and eventually you'll hear one of the guards come up towards the door, and he'll look in at you guys and go, "There's something happening, Mayor. So we're going to need to get these four out of here now. We think that someone was in here casting magic. All right, I'm going to need you four to leave."
All right.
Okay.
Let us know if something happens, okay? We kind
I
of
believe I
pissed
will.
off a couple people. They might be looking for people to blame.
All right, I'll be sure to let you know what the situation is. Please, would you be so kind as to escort these nice folks out of here?
Once they're
And the
leaving
guard
the
will
room,
nod, and they'll gesture to you four to follow him.
Can I get a peek inside the room as they're leaving when the doors open? I'm trying to get something out of this.
So you would have had to have backed away from the door, because once he called for the guard came towards the
no,
doorway and
definitely.
is filling the doorway.
Yes, but I did. It's just like, because I said that I backed away the second I realized that I was there. But
Yep.
did I see anything?
Inside the room, you see
Yeah.
that there are what appear to be a few magical auras that are coming off of some of the lights inside the room. There is what appears to be a minor magical aura on the top of this desk, and you see what's the exact wording on wood for?
It's 3 feet of wood.
It's
I
3 feet of
literally-
wood. So
I
you would
checked
see that
last
there is a brighter magical glow coming from underneath the desk, and that will be about it.
Okay. When you say underneath the desk, like on the floor.
No, like on the underside of the desk.
Okay. Like. Okay. Okay. Once I see that, I'm gonna back up. Is there a window anywhere around?
In the hallway?
You can
Yes.
follow us out.
Shut up. Nope. No.
Guys.
I didn't realize
Don't.
we weren't muted. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, don't you do that. So you'd see that there's almost certainly a window at the end of the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a window in the actual office itself.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna try and sneak past into the office.
Okay. So the guard is in the doorway, and I'm assuming, are you four starting to head towards the door too?
I think so. If we got told to.
You all did. I have to know what you guys are doing. Jace, you there, man? I can't hear Jace.
Jace is muted.
Yeah, Jace is muted. They were also still having some mic problems. Supposedly they fixed it, but they're
that's a
still
shame.
muted in the
I
chat.
think it's like we might just be leaving Mori to her fate at this point.
Yeah, it's
no,
totally
you-
possible.
Yeah,
That's
So
not what I
yeah,
thought.
you guys.
I have an idea of how to get out.
So
It'll be fine.
I'll have you make a stealth check. I'm not gonna. You don't get advantage on this because you're trying to slip through people who are going through a door.
Okay,
Alright.
it's fine. Stealth.
Yeah. Okay. What's the passive perception of the general party in this area?
Where was a solid 12.
No boy.
Mercy
Okay.
is a 15.
Okay.
I don't know about the other two.
Gale
Maddie.
should be 15. Maddie should be 14.
Yeah.
None of you have a pacify enough. That's funny.
I just damn, I
Look,
keep rolling
we
low.
left our people with strong enough passive to go.
I
do-
know you did. Yeah.
I mean,
The
only have
person
a
with a strong
15
enough
too.
passive to find this is the one trying to do it.
Yeah, and the guard rolled a 4 on the die, so he's not going to see you either. So you slip through the guard and the your teammates who are leaving this room, and you do slip inside of the office as the guard makes one last scan through the room, shuts the door behind him. You're now inside of the room with Mayor Fadai, invisible.
How? Okay, this is gonna sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, first of all, how long do I have on invisibility at this point? Like, how long is left?
Plenty of time.
Okay, I'm gonna wait over his shoulder and see if he opens the whatever the brightness is,
Okay.
because I assume it's like a trap chest or
You
a
can
trap drawer or something like
you
that.
can also just kind of like peek and try and see what it is, like, because you are invisible.
Can I do that?
Sure,
I didn't want to
allow
open
that.
it on him, but
I
I
said peek, not open it.
yeah.
Like, so looking around, you see that it is not a trapped chest. It is what appears to be a small
A
short
false
sword
door.
that is no. It
Sorry.
is what appears to be a short sword that is held underneath the actual desk itself that has a mild magic effect to it.
God damn it. Okay. Is there anything else in the room? Anything of interest? Just maybe a secret, a second passageway to get out? Because I don't think it'd be safe to have only one exit.
Perception check.
Finally, I rolled something decent.
Inside of the room, without opening any drawers or digging through anything, you would see that he has a very limited amount of paperwork on his desk currently, as he was just in a meeting with some people. There are a few chairs inside of the room itself. There is a small assortment of bookcases. There is what appears to be an ornate set of armor nearby, but without properly giving things a good investigation on it, you aren't sure if there is a hidden passage. Nothing's immediately standing out to you.
All right. About the windows, are they able to be opened?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I see a lock on them?
Second floor window. It's no balcony. I'd say no. Well, no, it doesn't feel right to say that because it is a mayor's house. I'll say yes, there is a
Is it
lock on
locked?
this one. Yes. It's locked from the inside, so it's just as easy as moving a switch, but still.
Okay. Would moving that switch wouldn't break invisibility, would it?
It's neither an attack nor a spell, so no.
Okay, I'm gonna flip the switch. This is a bad
I'm
idea.
gonna
This
need a
is-
stealth check.
That's the only thing I can think of. Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
What's up with me? I keep rolling low.
Okay. You managed to pop open the lock on the window.
All right.
The mayor is now standing up near his desk, and you see he's just kind of like looking around slightly, trying to listen into what's happening outside. He kind of turns around a bit, peeks out the window where you're standing, and he sits there and waits for a bit. And just keeps looking outside.
He's got to leave eventually.
Yeah. You wait for about a minute. Then eventually you see your friends leaving the house, being escorted by the guard.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were brought to the door by the guard, who was just making sure that there was nothing that you guys had seen or noticed. So he just kind of gave you guys a quick battery of questions, and then he started escorting you out of the gate itself. You see your friends on the one guard and the four of your friends are being let out through the gate, and the mayor is just kind of standing there watching them leave.
All right.
Eventually, your friends leave, and the mayor stops, turns around, goes back to his desk, and sits down.
Shit. Okay. The door's closed, I assume, right?
Yes. Door's closed. Window is closed. It's unlocked now, but it's still closed.
Fuck. Okay. Fuck. I'm trying to think my way through this. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Casting a cantrip will break invisibility, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Casting a spell breaks invisibility. Making an attack breaks invisibility. Those are the big things to keep in mind.
Okay. All right. I'm going to step up behind him. I'm going to cast blindness, deafness on him.
Okay.
Okay. That's
what
a
is it? This is a
constitution saving throw.
All right. 19 on the die.
No! Fuck. Okay. That breaks invisibility.
So you cast blindness, deafness. Your invisibility breaks. He feels the spell be cast on him, and he's going to reach under the sword. And nope. That's an action.
Shit.
He's going to reach under the desk and grab the sword that he has there, and he's going to turn and try and take a swing at you.
Uncanny dodge, I assume.
I have to roll to hit you.
Go ahead.
13 on the die, plus 4, I think. So
13,
17.
That matches.
Okay, hit.
Shit. I throw up an arm over. No, that's not gonna work. Fuck.
So that'll be. Will that be 7 points of damage?
Yeah, reduced to 3 or 4. I can't remember.
3. And he takes a slash at you, and then he starts to shout, "In here!
Wait,
There's someone in here!"
Wait, listen to me. I was following someone in here, okay?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Couldn't that be deception?
Make a deception check with disadvantage. And
I figured I was gonna get caught. That's why I cast a spell on you. I don't know where they are. I lost track of them, and I was thinking they were coming up here. And I admit I panicked. I'm not your enemy here. None of my friends are. I swear to you on that.
who are your friends? Tell me.
Has he met me before?
I believe
I had said that
has,
assuming he
yes.
has. So if he's met me, he should
has,
know
'cause
who my
you
friends.
were in the governor's office, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys met you.
So I said that assuming he recognized me. Do you not know who I am?
No, I forgot that he had seen you in the governor's office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And he keeps holding the sword over at you, and he doesn't say anything.
I'm not.
With your passive perception, you can hear footsteps approaching the door quickly, multiple footsteps.
Just promise you, I'm not here to do you any harm. Call off the guards.
You're not telling me the truth.
About what?
He just kind of squints at you. What do you do?
There's a lot going on here, and I promise I'm working in the interests of you and the people of Warridge. I don't want anyone here to be harmed. I just want to make sure everything's fair, same as you.
Deception check, disadvantage. At this point, you hear the guards bang on the door. I don't necessarily know if I believe you. So we're going to have a chat. You, me, and a few of my guards. And then I'm going to see if I believe you after this.
All right.
Sit.
Morgan's gonna sit.
All right, you take a seat by the office. The door opens up, the guards enter in, and Fadai will sheathe the sword back. Well, actually, he won't sheathe the sword. He'll leave it on his desk, and he'll look at you over the desk. And you see he doesn't say anything to the guards. He just kind of looks at them, holds a hand up a little bit, and goes, "So tell me, how exactly are you trying to do things in my interest by sneaking into my house and casting a spell on me?"
As I mentioned before, I was following a man who had come in here.
That's not true.
Fuck! What did he roll to catch me? Fuck!
Against a person who tried to cast a spell on him, I wonder.
No, that was okay. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Fuck. Okay. Okay. How did I fuck this up? To be completely honest, I'm not. Talbots are playing. It's not just the Talbots. Well. Oh, fuck. We did find a few things when we contacted the Kona, when we went into the Kona House. Things that could potentially things that could potentially risk the safety of you and your town.
That's not. Well, that's definitely true, because an Ifrit is actually a very dangerous being. So you're not wrong there. All Not telling the whole truth. I'll say you can roll you can roll deception. Not a disadvantage because you're not wholly telling the truth, but you're also kind of getting somewhere with that. So, okay,
Straight deception?
yeah.
Oh my god.
And now, what would that be? Something dangerous enough that your friends wouldn't mention it to me, but you would come in invisible, snooping around.
The thing is, well, yes, there was. We found something that they were using to influence that could potentially strike out against something powerful enough to harm the profits and the exports of the adversaries, the competition, you would say.
What is it? Because your friends told me that they didn't find anything. Note. So what is it?
It was an object that had the ability to cast to grant a wish of some sort. Something very dangerous. The reason that we didn't mention it was because we're planning on bringing it back to our superiors and having them lock it away so that no one can use it for their own nefarious purposes.
Now, this will be a deception check.
Okay. Fuck me running!
That's not true. Try again.
I can't tell the truth. I can't tell the truth. Fine. We found an Afriti in their home, which is, if you don't know, it's a very powerful being that can cast wish on we can only assume is once a year. We didn't want you to. We can't. We are trying to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. That is the absolute truth. I swear it.
So while your friends were chatting with me and not telling me the full story, you, and I'm assuming whoever else was here that my friends found, were here invisible, snooping around trying to find out if there was anything bad here.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bad decision, I won't lie. So what should I do with you? I can't necessarily blame you all for doing this. It's smart. Probably what I would have done. But you broke into my house. Tried to cast a spell on me. Gary. And the guard will kind of like quirk his head slightly. Do you think you can go and get those four back over here again? And Gary will just kind of nod. And Fidelis go do that. Gary heads out. So I believe for the time being, you'll be waiting here for a bit. My boys will be watching you. Yes. You can also ask verbally.
I don't want to interrupt.
That's fair.
If not, if I
I'd
mean,
say it depends largely on what you would have done after teleporting out of there.
honestly,
Would you
she
have
probably-
waited for the four of them, or would you have gone back to the bar?
Honestly, she probably would have cast sending as soon as she got out.
Who to?
Mercy.
All right. So I'd say around the same time that you guys are being spoken to by the guard down as you're leaving the building, Jess, Mercy will receive a message from Erudite.
So it'll say, we got caught. I left Morgan behind. I'm sorry. She's probably in danger.
Sorry.
Real quick, that was a send.
It
Send,
was
right?
sending.
They were
Yep,
sending.
It was sending.
Mercy's just gonna go very quietly. Yeah, I figured that out.
Quietly, but with feeling.
Fuck.
So, fuck. So, Jace, you there, buddy?
Greetings.
Yes, you are. Okay, cool. Fix the mic problem.
Do I sound a little bit better?
You sound
Yeah, I
like
can hear you.
Good.
because like when they were like at the with the governor, mayor, I expected more from you. So I was like, that's weird. He's not saying anything.
Oh, I threw a couple lines in there, and it got
Sorry,
picked
buddy.
up on my mic, but nobody heard me. That's why I just left it, because they were all one-liners.
You actually talked in that?
Oh, yeah. No, I did.
I only heard a bit from him.
Oh, good.
I heard nothing.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything either.
Like I said, on our side, I just turned them up a bit.
Yeah. So you guys have been escorted out of the mayor's estate. Ro, Mercy, Gail, and Maddie. Something's gone wrong. Got a pretty good feeling something's gone wrong. You guys start heading away from the actual estate itself. So we're taking this off right as you guys have been escorted out of the building. What do you do?
Mercy's thinking the best way. She's gonna look at the others, but right now in her brain, she's thinking the best way is to try to talk their way out of it. But she's gonna look to see if the others are making for to bolt.
Well, this is more so that you guys should probably talk in character about what you're doing.
I don't know what Roy did, but we need to go smooth things over. Preferably to our best advantage. Or we could run. But that might get us arrested.
Oh, we're fucked either way.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we should probably just talk to them.
Oh, you know.
It's never good to bottle up your emotions. So if we talk it out, it's kind of weird for me to not be suggesting running, but
I have a really shitty idea, Ro, but it's going to require you stabbing your mom back in the back even more.
oh no. Aww. How could I?
Oh, what about family?
Family connection. Blood is thicker than water. What's the fucking plan?
So, it's pretty fair to say he probably doesn't trust us now.
No?
But maybe something we can do to get back on his good side. You could say, when you reveal yourself that the mayor helped find you, bring you back.
That's fair.
Give him brownie points with the people finding the lost daughter of the last mayor.
Okay.
It's not much, but it might save us some.
If that doesn't work, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Kill him.
Burn his house down.
It'll probably work better if I just do it.
Okay.
I like that.
It's
Haunted
not
by
a
a
bit-
ghost.
This is important, Gail.
Ghosts.
Gail, can this please be Plan B?
Oh yeah, I'd
Okay.
rather not do this, and I promise I won't kill anybody.
You know, that's fair. That wasn't my main concern, but I'm glad you brought that up. I guess we just go with the guard and try to smooth things over.
Okay. So
Oh, Mercy was saying
Eventually-
that in character.
oh,
That
yeah,
was
no.
still-
Like this is you. This was you guys talking before the guard came to find you. So a few minutes after that, a guard will, one of the guards from the actual estate itself will start to approach you. He'll look at you and go, "I'm gonna need you all to follow me." All right.
I had a bad feeling you were going to say that.
Do you want any berries?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Oh, you sure? That's rude of you to not want food. I don't know
Gail.
if I like this
Not
guy.
terribly hungry.
I'm always hungry.
I feel that.
You're also like 700 feet tall and you're like 30 feet tall.
Hey Connor, can I
Yeah.
scry?
Who on?
Hmm. Row?
Yeah, sure. You are familiar with the target, so I believe that's a plus 5.
Plus it's plus
Where's the
5 to the save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, minus 5.
No. Minus 5 to the save. No. If I know the target, it's plus 5 to the to like the DC, I believe. Hold on, I'll just drop it. I'll drop it.
Nope.
Or don't we
Familiar
need
familiar
-5
is
to the
minus
DC?
5. You know the target well.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So she has a minus 5 on her save. Would you be so kind as to please make a wisdom saving throw, Ro?
Oh god.
No.
I was about to say, your wisdom's not great.
This
The,
is
the
also
minus the,
two-
mi- the
No,
minus
that's
10 is
fair.
body part.
She wouldn't choose.
Okay.
Choose to fair.
Everything's great. Wait,
Uh,
I get to re-roll that, right?
Oh.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Minus
But it's-
5, 11. Fail.
Yeah, she fails. She would have failed either way. 17 is my save.
Okay. All right. That's a little hurtful.
So I'll watch 10 minutes of this.
I mean, to
Essentially.
be fair, out of all of us, I think that was probably the best bet for the wisdom thing.
Why do you think I did it? Everybody's smart, guys. 20 intelligence.
Rose not.
So, Erudite, you get to a. I'm going to assume you go back to the bar. Because it's that, or you're just sitting in an alley somewhere
I mean,
casting
almost-
scrying, which will look shifty as all hell.
Yeah, no, she would go back. She'd probably go back as fast as she could to the bar.
Gotcha. All right. So we can carry on then. Erudite, you see from where you are at the bar, you see the 4 of your friends being escorted by one of the guards from the estate back to the estate. Gale, Ro, Mercy, and Maddie, you guys are all brought back towards the estate. This time, the building appears to be on high alert. The guards outside of the building are all at the ready. The guards inside the building are all keeping a sharp eye on you guys. And you are led up the stairs back towards the office. Is
How
there
big
anything
is
you
the
guys wish to
Afridi
do?
bottle, by the way?
What was that?
How big is the Afridi bottle?
The Afridi bottle is about. Oh gosh, hold on. I want to make sure I get these dimensions right. It's kind of like, like the round bottom, like the round bottle bottom bottles, kind of like the circular flasks.
Oh yeah, so like it's like a palm-sized thing.
A little bigger than that, but like that's
Okay.
the general shape of it, and it's kind of got that long neck to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like smooth, but yeah, that's generally about it. So I'd say like the spherical sections maybe 4 inches diameter, and then the height of it is 6, 8 inches, something like that.
Okay.
It's certainly not palmable, but it's a decent sized bottle.
Yeah.
So you were led back up towards the office. The door is opened for you, and inside you see Morrigan now sitting at one of the chairs in front of Fadai's desk. Fadai clearly has a short sword on the top of his desk right now, and there are about 4 guards inside the office right now. All eyes are on you 4.
Let's have another conversation.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And Merce is going to sit down beside Moy, give her kind of a look, and look back at the mayor.
Morgan's not looking. She's just staring straight ahead.
So what have you been told so I know where to start?
Well, I was spied upon because you all did not trust me, and
Sure.
you did find something in the Kernhouse estate, which I don't doubt. Who keeps writing on the names?
I'm not touching the mouse.
I know you're not. Cole, stop doing that.
Got it.
So you were spying on me because you don't trust me. Understandable.
To be fair, you're a politician.
It's just politics.
Like I
sweetheart.
said, understandable. Can't say anything bad about that. But you did find something in the Kernhouse estate, something dangerous. And a Freedy?
Okay, so let's... And Merce is going to stop for a minute. And she's going to look back at Maddie and go, we needed the Freedy. That's why we didn't tell you. We were scared you'd take it.
Okay. And why is that?
Mercy's going to look at Maddie and let her decide if and see if she's okay with Mercy telling this.
I'm fine with it. Mercy.
Maddie's mom is trapped in Abaddon. We have no other real idea on how to get her out.
Fadai kind of furrows his brow slightly, kind of like looks off in the distance. No, not in the distance, but like kind of like looks off to the side a bit, like he's thinking.
We needed to make sure we could tell you and it'd be safe.
Well, one of the you'll have to forgive me. I'm not terribly well versed in the matters of the arcane. Abaddon is a
One of the
fortress.
hells.
Ah. Go on.
And we originally came to this town, as you know, looking into fiends and other magical things that could help us get her back. When we found out there was an Afridi and one that had the spell Wish, it's
You
the
found the
best
perfect way to get what you wanted.
to save her. And then let it go. Let it go back home. We have no intention of keeping it.
No.
But without it, we have no way of helping her mom. The other stuff we found here are great, and they help you. I mean, the Talbots are completely liars and trying to get foreign aid to win an election. And the Bennetts are having to deal with some sort of supernatural creature. That helps you out immensely, keeps you from having them have the advantage on you. We just need an advantage for us.
All right, I'm gonna need a persuasion check on this one.
Persuasion.
Are you gonna use your battle die?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll it twice.
Oh.
And then
Because you're using luck. Okay. So 24 in persuasion.
you must know what it feels like to have a family member missing. At least you got to know him. Maddie's just got someone completely gone from her life, years taken from her.
Not necessarily the right assumption. I didn't know him super well. He may be my nephew, but he's just a kid. You have to realize I can't necessarily allow this to go without some kind of repercussion, correct?
Then may I offer a trade, something to smooth this over?
That would be.
Well,
Yeah. So we all know my big dramatic reveal coming up. Also, the festival happens to coincide with that. But the thought is, once I am no longer missing, maybe, some declarations of the mayor helped find me. My family cast me out, and they're all shitty shitheads, and he sent teams looking after me, and you should all trust him. Re-elect, campaigning, politics.
figured it's a pretty good campaign idea.
Roll persuasion, Ro.
That with advantage.
I will give that advantage because you did have Mercy acting as like your second voice.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
But okay.
Fucking hell. There's the bard talent coming through. I would not lay it on so thick and say re-elect. That's a bit much.
What, re-elect with 2 thumbs up and a big old smile is not really your style?
No, it seems a bit too schmoozy.
Here I thought that was what politics was. Schmoozing.
Maybe to your mom.
That's fair. That is a fair assumption.
Fadai will kind of just scratch his nose a bit and then drum his fingers. Very well. If that's the case, then yes. You'll do me a favor. Spread my good name out there. And there will be no mention of you or your friends having done any of this. I will say, I was initially planning on being kind enough as to credit you with assisting the guard forces of Warridge with this, but
To be fair, our boss doesn't know we're here, so.
oh boy.
Look,
Fun
we're
with
allowed,
that.
we're allowed to do things on our own.
We're all playing a little bit of shifty games here. It's okay. As long as in the end all our paths line up, we're fine.
They're lining up a bit. I believe, and he'll grab the short sword that he has on his desk and just sheath it back. Well, actually, he'll take out a small handkerchief and clean up the blood on it because Maury got nicked. And then he'll sheath it back underneath the desk. I believe if that's the case, then yes, we'll be fine with that. You and your friends can go.
Hopefully, we see you at the festival then.
You may. Miss Rosalind, I'd like to chat with you and your blonde friend there for a bit.
Huh? What, me?
You and Maddie.
Okay. Blonde council, got it. Blondes have more fun. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I got confused too because we're both blonde. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait.
Well, he said Rosalind and your blonde friend, so. But As for the rest of you, you can go now.
Sorry for this whole kerfuffle then.
So-
Kerfuckle.
Mercy, Gale, Morgan, do you guys leave?
Yeah, I don't want to start any more issues. At least I do.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
Gail's standing right there.
You're not leaving?
Nope.
Okay. May I help you, big man?
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm here with the blonde one.
I'm afraid I don't know her name.
Her name's Maddie.
I
She's
wish to
very
speak with Miss
special.
Maddie on my own. That is all.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't change anything because I'm not leaving her.
Gail. It's fine. Just, I think I'll be fine.
I'm sure you will be. I'm just not leaving.
As a team, we are all a bit protective of Madeline. I don't know how it happened, but we all kind of got this protective streak. I don't know.
I can tell.
I would say Gail's harmless, but
Clearly
that is in
not.
fact a lie.
That is indeed a lie, alright.
That's a big old lie, and I think we've got enough.
Oh, he's clearly not
falsehoods.
harmless. Fortunately, I also believe he's not dumb.
Yeah.
If he was, he'd
Yeah.
realize that attacking me is a very stupid thing to do for multiple reasons. So I'm not terribly worried about him. As I was saying, you two, I understand your apprehension as to telling me all of this. And I understand your scry is still going on with Ro, yes. So you don't see Fadai, but like you definitely hear him talking. So, and I understand your apprehension towards politics. But while I may have my best interests in heart, I still have a heart. I have no problem with coming to an agreement every once in a while, but I don't appreciate this. I understand it, but I don't appreciate it.
If it helps, you totally weren't supposed to find out. And it would have been fine. And everything would have been great. And you never would have known. And this would have gone on. We could have trusted each other-ish. But, you know, sometimes shit hits the metaphorical fan.
Absolutely. I will say, don't be shocked if I don't ask around for you by name anytime soon.
Fair. It's really fair.
Hope you enjoy the festival. I hope you get reunited with your mother. And I wish you luck.
Thanks for the free drinks still. Those are still applying, right?
I don't care very much about the free drinks. Really, it's the spell casting that bothers me most.
Mm-hmm.
Go on. You're good to go.
Bro's not gonna hesitate. She's out. Bye. Bye.
I imagine, like, you look back and she's there, the next smoke
the,
cloud.
the door swinging.
Yeah, it's just like a smoke cloud in the shape of Ro.
She can only move 25 feet per round, but man, she uses it to her advantage.
It's perfect, baby.
It's a full 25 feet.
Damn right. And I'm just
Rudy and Ro are the
you will leave
same
as well.
same speed.
Yeah, Gail's going to escort Maddie out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You are reunited with Mercy, who has been waiting at the base of the stairs for you guys.
Rubbing her
And
temples,
Morgan.
mind you.
What was that?
Rubbing her temples. She definitely has a
absolutely.
headache.
Absolutely. All right. So, you three are reunited with Morgan and Mercy, and you are escorted out by Gary and the rest of the guards. As you are let out of the building and let out the front gate of the house, the gate clangs behind you, and you are out of Mayor Fadai's estate.
I feel like we just got grounded. I had very I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
So that
energy.
thing your mom did to you constantly as a child?
Yeah. Try
Does she say that?
a little bit and then shuts down. She's like, nah,
Also, well, I'm sorry you have to play politics.
it's fine.
I feel like our only other choice was probably to give him the bottle, and that's not really negotiable.
Well, he
This
wouldn't have
is-
gotten it anyway. I had a plan.
Yeah, what was your plan now that we're out?
Oh,
Wait,
I was just
were
gonna.
you just gonna open it?
I was gonna make the wish and then let's set it free and then eat the bottle.
Mercy's just gonna look at Gale for a minute and go, what's mad is I'm not even that mad at that plan. I'm more concerned about
Jace, man.
I'm more concerned about what would have happened to your body if you ate it. I know you have that ring, but
Oh, I would have just swallowed it and just
Fucking
kept
hell.
it down.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
after a while, they can't
is that
even
why you
get it
asked how
back
big it
in.
was?
Yeah, that's exactly why I asked how big it was.
Jesus. Like holy shit, Jace. And like the best part is like that is absolutely a Gale response to a problem.
Oh yeah.
Mercy's gonna
Uh,
go, I'm glad my plan worked, but I'm also a little disappointed that we didn't get to see that.
yeah. Right.
I mean, like, it's. This is Connor speaking. I just want to talk about the logistics of that for a moment.
Yep.
First off, the Ring of the Goat does not allow you to properly consume magic items. It's actually
no.
part of the object itself.
I know. He would have
So you
tried to
just
swallow
fucking
it whole.
deep-throated a magic flask.
Yeah. And if it
Would
didn't
that
go
be a-
down, he was just going to keep his mouth shut for 24 hours.
Would that have been a constitution check?
I mean, it yeah, almost
Out
certainly.
of, out of curiosity, please test a constitution check.
It's like, oh my god.
Please.
Oh my god.
Check or saving throw. Oh, it's the same thing either way.
It doesn't matter, man.
I mean, it would have been a 16
It would have been a 16.
on that one.
Actu- yeah.
Jesus,
yeah,
dude.
16.
Mm-hmm.
God.
To the people
I
who are
love Gale.
watching this, it's not always this insane.
Well,
How many
We
times
have
has
our
someone
day.
tried to deep throat a bottle in this fucking game?
Well, that's not happened,
How long
but
has
Gale-
Calvin gone?
Oh, shut up.
to be fair, one, you have a heavy drinker in this party who tries to get alcohol into her system as quickly as possible, so.
Accidentally eats a bottle. Fuck.
Two, Gale did eat a number of things that he's not supposed to eat.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So
Mhm.
we have the kid that like eats paste in school, and then we have the lady who probably has a vodka-soaked tampon, right?
Probably.
Ew. Ew.
It's a thing.
I don't like that.
It is a thing. It's also
And it
very
gets you drunk
creepy.
very fast.
Just
Yeah,
because it's a
bad.
thing does not mean I have to like it.
It's true. So you five begin making your way back to the bar, where I'm willing to bet Deah and Addax, you guys will also be there.
Yeah, I would assume
Rudy
we
would
found
absolutely
Rudy and
have
we're
told
like,
them-
hey, what's
We're
up?
almost
Why are
certainly
you here?
back by then.
So
Rudy absolutely would have told them everything that
yeah,
happened.
so actually, just to snap back to you guys, Deah, Addax, you guys are trying to find a nice quiet place to sit in the bar because it's getting gradually more and more crowded as the festival gets closer and closer. And as you're finding this quiet place to sit in the bar, you see the harrowed and stressed face of Erudite, who opens the door really quickly and looks around and then just stomps off to her room as she goes off to cast scrying.
Right.
You guys are just sitting there at the table like, huh.
I'll have more of that raspberry juice.
That bodes well. Should we do something about that?
She's probably going up to call Alice or something.
Probably. Either way, I'm
Okay,
sure
I
that
remember.
they're smart enough to not do anything stupid. I'm sure everything's fine.
I'm sure they're fine. We told her, right? We told her don't steal anything.
Who?
Morgan.
Oh. Does she usually cause problems?
Well, she likes to steal. That's the thing.
I suppose. So,
Well,
I'm just curious, as I've only known you for a little over a week. I'm still getting used to all the group dynamics. Who would you say is the most likely to get in trouble out of everyone?
oh. It's probably a toss up between Morgan and Gail.
Exactly where I was going.
Completely different reasons.
For completely different reasons.
Hmm.
Morgan has sticky fingers, and Gail is Gail. He.
He seems like a perfectly reasonable fearful. What kind of trouble could he get in?
Well, you know how, like, you don't really get how people work in cities?
Yeah.
So he's much the same way, except he's a bit more of an active participant in crowds.
I do not understand. Who would you say is your closest friend then?
Jim.
Toby. He's I yes, Toby, you are one of my closest friends. But I guess I'd be closest to Maddie, but I
She is a
suppose I'm not.
very amazing person. I can see why you'd want to be friends with her.
Yeah, she's really nice. But I suppose I'm not terribly close to anyone.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm happy to be your friend. Even a close friend if you would like.
That is a great offer, but I think the problem lies with me. It's
How so?
I'm a rogue. Sorry. Joke is there. I had to make it.
I know.
You seem competent and of a good heart, generally, and you seem kind enough. You seem like you would make an amazing friend.
Yeah. Thanks. I just it's hard to feel close to anyone for me. I'll I'll be a part of this crew. I'll help try to lead it. I do care about this crew. What are you insight?
Just to see if he might make a connection, and he did.
Okay.
Is
Like
th-
I care about these people, but yeah.
I know that you tend to get tense around the subject, but does this have something to do with your brother?
She kind of like clenches her jaw, like.
I do not need to intrude. It's just there are moments when You seem open and happy and like you belong, but then others, you put up walls.
I put up walls for a reason, and they're not gonna come down just because you ask them to.
I'm not asking for them to come down. I'm simply trying to get to know you better.
Well, I don't really feel like getting into it, so
That is fair. Well, I suppose Erudite has the ability to scry on him if you ever wish to
Oh, that's true.
see on him.
Sorry.
Addax, he left me. If he wants to see how I'm doing, then he can check on me himself. I'm not reaching out to him first. And
Feel
she
like there's
gets up and she stands up and she prepares to go back to her room.
there.
What?
As one wanderer might potentially know another. Don't judge too harshly. I know that when I left my tribe, things did not go as smoothly as I had hoped. It took many years before I returned for the first time, and I was not sure what awaited for me when I returned. I was lucky enough to come back to open arms and general relief. Somehow, with the things as they are, I don't think your brother would get the same here. If there's any part of you that wishes to see him ever again, it may be worth it to, at the very least, move past it.
We'll see
Enjoy
when that
your.
time comes. Oh, if you excuse me.
He just nods and, I guess, starts working on his project a little bit in the downtime.
Okay. So
Does she go up to the room?
She goes up to her room.
to her room. Remember,
Okay.
there are you guys got multiple
Separate
rooms.
rooms. Yeah, I know. That's fine.
She just kind of goes to her bed and hugs Toby and feeds him some candle.
A weird statement if he wasn't the creature that exclusively ate wax.
Yeah.
And eventually, the remaining 5 do make their way back over towards the bar itself. Do you guys wish to do anything as you're traveling back?
I will say, as soon as the scry is over, like as soon as it runs out, Erudite runs back downstairs.
Okay. You see Addax.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything to him. She just kind of sits at the bar. If Deah were there, she would say something, but Deah's not there, so she just kind of sits at the bar.
Addax does wave, at the very least.
She
Addax
waves
is-
back.
I mean, Addax, where's Deah? I thought she was with you.
Oh, are the others here now?
Sure, if Rudy doesn't do anything here.
Yeah, I'm dead. Nope.
Deah is in her room. I think she's taking another nap. I'm worried about her. She seems to be quite tired lately.
Oh.
You are a baker and a chef, yes?
My
Do you-
get up, Addax. Yes.
Do you know if she is eating well? Perhaps she needs to eat better food. I know that when certain animals do not eat properly, they get lethargic.
I'm pretty sure she's been eating well. Did something happen? Or
No, she's
you
just
guys
been
came
taking
down?
a lot of naps lately.
Oh.
She seems so energetic sometimes that I'm worried. That is all.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you about that dream thing you mentioned.
Yes, what about it?
I want to talk to someone, or at
Oh.
least, yeah.
All right, who would you want to talk to?
I want to talk to Cal.
Well, coincidence is a funny thing. There's a
What do
few
you
problems
mean?
with that.
And that is.
I don't really know him. Even if I wanted to, I don't think I could connect you to him. And beyond that, I'm still not entirely sure why he left. And as a wanderer and someone who left myself, there's usually a reason. This isn't something that he gets a choice in the matter. If I send you to him, you will get to him, regardless of what he wants. And it sounds like at the moment he wishes to be left alone. And I know that you seem to care about him, and perhaps a few of the others. I worry how this might impact the relationships with everyone. I will still do this if this is what you want, but
I do.
I just give a word of caution.
Okay.
Well, can you tell me what he looks like, or
Oh.
are you able to change your shape or the way you look so I know what he might look like?
Change my shape? What do you
Like this, and Addax will use his verbal disguise self to make himself look like Deah, I guess.
A noticeably taller version of Deah, but yes.
I can shrink 3 feet.
Yeah, no, okay, that's fair.
I mean, I have no other way of disguising myself, though, Addax.
Perhaps, I know Gale should be able to. Think Morgan is able to. Perhaps Erudite as well. Perhaps you could ask one of them to do that for me.
I guess I'll ask Gale if he's around. Where is he actually?
Where's whom?
Where's Gale?
He's
Jace?
just kind of there, I guess. He's not that far behind.
Oh. Gale, could you do me a favor?
What?
You could disguise yourself, yes?
I can do that, yeah.
Could you disguise yourself as? He kind of looks around. Dia's not around.
Well,
could
you see Addax as Deah.
Well, I mean, like in terms of like the actual Dia. You know what I mean? But could you disguise yourself as Cal for a little bit?
I could do that. What am I doing that for?
It's just to give a brief description of what Cal looks like.
Oh,
It is for a spell. Apparently, she wishes to discuss the fruity with him.
oh, okay. Gale will use his Fairbog disguise self to look like Cal.
He's scrawnier than I thought he would be.
Everyone calls him a twink, and I'm not quite sure what they're talking about, but
Neither am I. I suppose it sounds a bit like Twig. Do you think that's what they're referring to?
you know what? That makes sense. Very
Common is-
twig-like. Call him. Oh, it'd be like kindling, something like that.
This is so weird.
Maybe he's very flammable.
Perhaps if we ever see him again, we could test that out.
I think
I
that's a good idea.
It's like seeing both twins here in the room, but they're not actually the real
Yeah.
twins.
Oh, yeah?
Aren't we all in the bar for this? Like, a lot of the group is in the bar right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
So
tell
everyone
me.
sees fake Cal and fake Deah. Well, I suppose this is enough that I could probably do the spell tonight. Whenever you think he would be asleep.
Okay.
All right. Gail
Thank
will
you,
go
Gail.
back.
Does he drop the disguise self?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I needed the image of a fake Cal just walking around in my head. Is he still there right now? It's not dropping it.
You gotta turn
Yeah.
back, right, Addax? It's
Oh,
kinda...
sorry. Did not realize this was bothering you, and I will revert my
it
form.
kind of does. I mean...
Why? Deah said that you were a close friend of hers. Are you not as close with her?
Oh, that's because they like each other.
Shut up, Gil!
I mean, I would assume they'd like each other as they are friends.
Oh no, like Maddie wants Deah to be her. No, what?
Shut up, Gil!
Wants her to be her what?
I don't think I'm allowed to say anything, but I'm confused as to why.
How strange.
I know. I know when I would want someone to be my partner, I'd just tell them.
I hate myself.
Partner? Do you wish
Aye.
to be mates with her? Maddie?
Aye. That's...
I mean,
She just puts her head down.
she seems strong-willed and capable. I'm sure she'd be an excellent mate.
Both of you, shut up!
He's just gonna look
I
at
don't
Gale.
think we're supposed to talk about that stuff in a bar. But that's strange because I've been in a pub before and lots of people decided that they wanted other people to be their mates in a pub.
I'm going
so-
upstairs. I'm going.
Right. I come get me at some point in the night.
Okay. Okay. And then I leave.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Drink heavily.
Same.
All right.
I would ask what happened, but I actually saw everything, so I don't actually need to know. I would drink with you, but
Oh, come on, Rudy. A little sip won't kill you.
I'll have.
Gail takes out the big strong bottle.
One
No.
little sip of that might
Mercy's
kill
gonna
you.
make grab because she doesn't want to be sober right now.
I'm not
Nope,
touching that.
I'm pouring it for everyone.
I'm not touching that.
Uh,
I'm not touching that, Gail. You know I'm not touching that.
Oh, I know. This
Coward.
is for you.
I'll have a drink from the bar, but I'm not touching. I'll have like an ale or something. I think.
you
It's
know,
fine.
I don't actually like being drunk, but
Sometimes you just gotta be.
my brain hurts too much to want to be able to think.
It's ultimately it's fine. Should have just taken Morgan with me. That's my fault.
It's not your fault, really. It's mine.
It's fine.
We
It's
got
fine.
it. We got it
It's
mostly
fine.
fixed.
It's fine.
Should have backed out when I earlier. I knew I should have. Couldn't let it go.
It's
I
fine.
screwed up.
I mean, the mayor kind of hates us now, but at least we're not in jail, and we still got the wish.
That's.
Although I'm still mad I didn't get to see Gail try to eat a bottle.
I missed that part.
Should we find a bottle for you to eat?
plan.
That's no. That's terrible.
Oh my god.
Well,
Mercy's
no,
already
my,
a little drunk.
my plan was to get the wish off so that this person couldn't use it and then set their free. And then if I was holding on to the bottle somewhere where they couldn't get it, then it's definitely going to go free.
Well, we don't have to worry about that now.
That seems like a perfectly valid plan.
Get a wish off
Well,
sounds like
thank
a
you.
euphemism.
Either way, it's fine. Everything is mostly whether or not the mayor likes us or hates us. It doesn't really matter because we're not coming back here. So it's fine. If they need to send someone else to Warridge, we'll send someone else. Blue Cokes can send someone else. We're fine. We don't have to come back here. I don't think Ro wants to anyway. Right, I'm assuming.
Maybe one day.
When your
But-
mom's dead and you inherit all her shit.
Yeah, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll run for mayor.
Did you didn't happen to get anything of never mind, you didn't.
No,
Oh, do you still
I
want me to
got fucking nothing.
It's fine, Morgan. It's
Kill. Shot.
There you go.
Bro, do you
Yes.
still want me
I
to
will take
try
one as
on
well.
Barrett at some
All
point?
right.
Oh no.
God.
Not
What was
now,
that?
but do you still want me to scry on him at some point?
Oh, that reminds me. I tried
Well-
to get a personal item.
It's fine.
Will furniture work? We could take a chair.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a little harder to get stuff from him now. I'm assuming.
I mean, if he still wants his nephew back.
I can schmooze. I mean,
Let's see.
If we send Ro, that's the least likely to get us in trouble.
Oh, you do have a picture, don't we? Don't we have a picture? We do have a picture.
Yes.
yes.
So we have something. That's good. Possession? I think a chair might work. It doesn't specify.
Okay.
Connor, does a chair work? It just says possession.
In theory, I suppose a chair does count as a possession.
It would theoretically have like skin cells and stuff like that on there.
Okay, we're not getting that close into it, okay?
No. It would just be a possession, not like a hair or
You-
something.
We're not splitting the hair that much, buddy.
Literally.
No, I just wanted to throw that out there to be difficult.
I mean, in
course,
theory, yes, it's a chair. It's a possession, I suppose.
We could send a message to the mayor and make sure one gets dropped off.
I think we should let everything blow over a little bit.
I
Don't
mean-
just like leave after getting caught in his house trying to spy and then be like, hey, by the way, can you send us a chair of your
will-
missing nephew?
I will say the picture helps. So, I mean, I can still try. If you want. Would I have had an hour to do arcane recovery? At some point? Between like,
Not just yet.
okay. You have to give me an hour, but I can do it if you want.
Is there anyone you can't scry on?
If they have something like this, she like holds the necklace in her hand. If they're on another plane, like I couldn't do it on Maddie's mom. But that's about it.
What about the Rosenvales?
I could. Wouldn't be surprised if they have some kind of divination on them, and if they have the ability to see invisibility, they would know someone was scrying on them.
You
And
could
if
try
they have-
Mr. Bubbly.
I
mean
could try,
LaQuara?
but he might not be on this plane for all we know.
That's fair.
He does have
Worth
that.
a shot.
I can try.
We have Armia's tooth.
Oh,
That
that
actually.
would help
that
me a
would be a
lot.
very
That would
good
make
I'd
That would-
rather not scry on him at the moment, but when it comes time,
having his tooth would make things much easier for me.
I mean, Gail's got it, so.
Yeah, that's true.
We could do my brother again.
That's fucked up.
What? That the fact he has his tooth?
Yeah, I mean, it's one
He
of those
ca-
things where you think about it, and you go, huh?
Connor,
Yeah,
let's put
he
it this
does-
way. What all
does
did we
have
do to
that.
his body? He took the tooth, two of them, I think. Mercy took
think
his
so.
armor,
Yeah.
and then drew a dick. Oh no, not drew. Carved a dick into his dead
Onto his
body's
head.
forehead.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a huge list of really fucked up things that happened there.
He deserves
Yeah.
it.
He killed Gale. So we don't care.
People like violence.
He's not. He didn't just kill Gail. He's killed a lot of people.
But yeah, if basically anyone you want me to scry on, I can pretty much attempt. I'm not saying I'll be successful, but I can attempt.
It's a list to think about.
And that offers
Do we need to do a-
anybody.
Do we need to do constitution checks for that alcohol?
Yes, absolutely.
And then Erudite kind of goes in the corner and starts doing her arcane recovery.
Oh, is that right? Same split.
You didn't tell me that shit, Becca!
I'm just saying. I think we went to the same place.
I tell how it makes it worse that you two share a room.
But they
Oh
were
my God.
roommates.
There's
They were
Oh my
roommates.
God.
Oh my god!
I can't
What are
feel
the-
my tongue.
Uh,
Wait,
I
you
will
know
say
what?
most all of you can feel it.
I miss
Oh
my
yeah,
puppy.
wait, hold on. Let me roll too. Sorry, because Morgan is absolutely getting fucking wasted right now.
I will cast Conjure Animals and give Mercy a puppy.
Somehow Morgan does the best.
She's a 100-year-old alcoholic, dude.
Fair point.
Is Gail
Uh,
drinking?
Nope.
Okay.
no.
You know what? I think. Nah.
Mercy's cradling the pup. Oh no. Mercy, I can't
She's
protect
crying.
them
She's
all.
crying. She's crying. She's crying.
Oh wait,
Mercy is the
Alex.
drunk girl with 8 puppies in the video.
She is crying, holding puppies.
You think
that's what
that
she'll be for the rest of the
that
day.
one spell that you can do, the dream thing, is,
What about it?
what do you need for it again?
Mainly just need to know who I would be sending the messenger to.
Just thinking about something my brother earlier, and realized doesn't seem to give a shit that I'm
Shut the fuck up!
alive, which is really kind of fucking weird, not a little disheartening. I mean, hey, this is the person who literally saved my life, and then I haven't seen him for 90 years, and he's my brother, but not even a how are you. It's what they say when erudite what, it's been some time. Nothing like, hey, I missed you too. How are you? You're doing good. You're not dead, unlike the rest of my fucking family.
Perhaps he has simply moved on. I was trying to forget the terrors of the past.
How could you move on from that, though? I mean, everyone else is gone, and how could you just forget that?
Addax will walk over to Morgan, and he will, if you'll let me, druid craft just like a random flower bulb. And he will set it on the counter in front of her.
Is
Do
it
you
a
know what
tiger
this
lily?
is?
Oh, what? No. No.
This is a bulb. It is a type of seed that flowers multiple times. It survives even the harshest winter so that it can bloom again in the spring. Sometimes people are like this. They can endure the harshest winters, all the snow and ice, and when the spring comes again and life is more forgiving, they grow.
Can they survive fire?
There are plants that can do that, yes. Not this particular one, but some plants even thrive off it.
Hmm.
Forest fires are natural.
Wait until
Well-
she learns about the firehawk.
It is unfortunate that the destruction that forest fires cause, the ash does provide nutrients for the future generations. Not all fire is bad, just as not all death and tragedy is bad. They are terrible when it burns, and it hurts while it lasts, but that does not mean that beautiful things cannot grow after it.
I don't know, Alex.
He will kind of just like rustle her hair a bit and say, perhaps in a few days I shall aid you in dream walking to your brother. Perhaps you shall find some closure then. But for now, it seems like today's events have taken a toll on everyone. just brief. In the end, things are not as bad as they could be. There is solace to be had in that.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take a walk. I'll just get some, I don't know, some air, something. Maybe another drink. Somewhere. I don't know.
Just be back before dawn, Morgan.
I'll try.
And he will pull her into a hug and let her go.
Morgan's gonna like stiffen up at that and kind of like relax a little bit, like she really kind of wants it, but then just like pull away, like she got distracted in a nice, you know. She's gonna head out and head to the shady part of the city and back in her old elements and just get fucking, I don't know, probably just drink and think and hate herself.
All right. And with that, I believe we will end the session. And we'll pick up.
I was gonna scry
Oh, who do you want to scry on?
on Barrett.
Oh,
Please let
Do you-
Will be present
you-
for that.
Of course.
okay. So you're gonna ask for a chair?
No. I'm not gonna do the chair thing. I'm just gonna get the picture.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She kind
So,
of
yeah,
realizes
I
the
will
chair
allow that.
thing is like a lot, so she's just like, fuck it. She's just gonna do it. She doesn't think, you know what I mean.
Let's see. You have not met him. I'll say basically you know him. Like
I have a
you-
picture of him.
Yeah, you have a picture of him. Likeness or picture is -2. So yeah.
Yeah, so he, you know, I already have the card. The card should be, yeah, it's right there. So
Yep.
He rolls. And yeah, she would definitely call roll for this.
Yeah. Don't know him well. You haven't met him, but you know of him, so he's only going to get a +3 to it.
Okay.
Okay. And Ro is going to be in the room.
Yes.
Okay. A drunken Ro is inside the room with you.
Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, hey, we're just being honest here.
Yeah, that's fine.
You begin to peer into the scrying orb, looking for some information on the man known as Barrett. And oh yeah, you can do that next week. And you feel as the scry pulls you away from where you are right now, further away from Warridge and this bar, further away from the coast. From this section of Adela, and it begins to travel to the northeast, further across the ocean, and then it travels past the desert stretch that is Pacretia, and then it hits this patch of ocean again, and you are looking down at what appears to be a smaller chunk of land. At one section of it is a tremendous city, absolutely huge, bright lights and flashing colors and noise. And to the other section, it's quiet, dimly lit. And your vision begins to pull in closer towards the more dimly lit section, and then pulls in further and further. And you see what looks to be Barrett, older, a bit disheveled. He has a kind of a blondish, brownish beard right now. His hair is still shorter, but he looks rougher than he was last. You see that he's currently working on what appears to be a farm, tending to his crops, keeping the place in good shape. And you watch him for about 10 minutes, and you see that there are these moments where he just kind of stops moving completely and then just loses his focus in his eyes and becomes glazed almost.
Can I roll
And then
an
he
insight?
blinks again, keeps going. Yeah, you can do so.
It's like sort of maybe see like sort of insight. Yeah,
Not sure.
not really sure. Okay.
In thought, confused by something, don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that there are those moments where he occasionally kind of drifts off in thought. But after a while, you see that he tends to his crops, cares for the few animals he has, a few goats, and a horse that appears to be a bit ragged. Then heads back into his home, where you see that it is quiet. It's kept well enough, but it appears bare. Shut up. I heard that.
I was thinking the same thing.
I said it so quietly.
I heard it though.
I heard it. I was like, same.
And you see that he sits down for a bit, gets some water to drink, washes his hands for a bit, then sits and looks out, just kind of blinks and stares. And you see him watching over his land for the rest of the scry, and then it ends.
You're drunk, so I don't know how much you can process this right now. Maybe I'll tell you in the morning.
Rose looking at Rudy, but she's trying to stay still and look at her, but she is very much just kind of swaying side to side. Like, I'm fine. I'm great.
What do you mean? I'm fine.
I'm fine. I don't even feel it.
Rudy just pulled where she was dancing and singing.
That just had to be removed. I was like, come on, we're doing something important now.
I'll tell you in the morning.
Okay.
She's just
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll tell you in the morning. And she sort of just puts the orb back in her bag and goes back to her room. Because I'm assuming we did this in Rose's room because in case she wants to go straight to bed or whatever, I don't want to like. And she's gonna go to her room.
Okay, bye. Good night.
That was odd. And everyone is drunk, or most people are drunk, and the people that aren't drunk, it's fine. I'll tell everyone in the morning. And she goes back to her room.
But with that, I believe we'll be ending for today's session. To the people who are watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please feel free to drop by next time. We always appreciate new viewers.